Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall, opening the door to another tale of mystery and suspense, inviting you to open your ears and your mind to the world of terrifying imagination. You're about to be taken on an unusual museum tour. There won't be any Mona Lisas on this tour, no Greek vases or Roman statuary, because this establishment specializes in only one kind of exhibit. And that's why our story is called The Murder Museum. You may have been to a murder museum like the one in our story, a house of wax, where the most brutal crimes of the century are recreated in paraffin for the wide-eyed enjoyment of the public. But now you're going to have the unique opportunity of hearing one of the most shocking exhibits of all speak for itself.
Oh, John, please believe me. He means nothing to me. I swear it.
And that's why he was in your bedroom, Ida? Is that why?
Please. Oh, think of our little boy. Look at Vincent. You're frightening him to death.
Death. That's right, Ida. Death.
Please.
That's what you deserve.
Our mystery drama, The Murder Museum, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Henry Slesar and stars Michael Wager. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Our tale begins inside the Murder Museum itself, the home of Professor Raphael Gallinari's House of Horrors. There's a fair-sized crowd in the museum today. As usual, they listen in fascination to the words of their tour guide as he takes them from one bloody exhibit to another, recreating for them the terrible crimes which have immortalized these criminals and their victims. But there is one person in the crowd who seems reluctant to listen to his words, who hangs back and shields her pretty eyes from the sight of the wax images. Her name is Lisa Brandon.
To this day, no man knows the true identity of the madman known as Jack the Ripper. But the theory persists that he may well have been a physician or at least a medical student, judging from the skill with which he wielded the instrument you see clutched in this hand as he attacks the terrified young woman. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the tour of Professor Gallinari's Murder Museum. Thank you for your patronage, and please tell your friends about us.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, miss?
Could I ask you a question?
Well, yes, of course.
I was curious about the Raymond exhibit, but I see that you haven't opened it to the public.
No, miss. The Raymond exhibit is still closed for repairs.
Well, the truth is, it's the only reason I came to the Murder Museum. I wanted to see the Raymond.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. The exhibit won't be open for another week at least. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going out for some coffee.
But even if it isn't completely ready, I wonder if you'd mind showing it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I can't do that.
Well, I came a long way to see it, all the way from San Francisco. It would be a terrible disappointment. Look, I'm willing to pay you.
Now, please, put that money away, miss. Why is it so important for you to see the Raymond? You, any connection with the family?
Yes, in a way. I knew Vincent Raymond. I met him when he lived in San Francisco.
I see.
Look, you said you were going out for coffee. Could I come with you?
Well, sure. I just go to this little coffee shop down the street, but you're welcome to come along. So you knew Vincent Raymond. You an artist, too?
No, not really. But my brother owned a small art gallery on Green Street.
And sold Raymond's paintings?
Well, actually, no. He didn't really care for Vincent's work. It was so dark and gloomy. Frightening, really. But he felt sorry for him, and he loaned him some money, and sometimes he let him help out in the gallery.
And that's how you met him?
Yes, that's right. I came home from college, and I met Vincent. I didn't know anything about him.
Meaning, about his parents?
It took Vincent a long time. before he was willing to talk to me about them. Vincent?
Yeah?
Isn't that music a little loud?
Sorry, I'll turn it down.
Are you angry with me or something?
No, why should I be?
I don't know. You've hardly said 2 words to me tonight. All through dinner,
I was trying to digest that rotten food. Whoever told me that restaurant was worth trying must have had a secret death wish.
I didn't mind it.
Had only one thing to recommend it. It was cheap. That's the only criterion I have, you know?
I didn't complain, did I?
No, you never complain. You just suffer in silence. You think I'm some kind of gifted, starving artist who has to be tolerated for his poverty.
Oh, you're so hard on yourself, Vincent.
Well, let me tell you something, Lisa. I'm starving, but I'm not an artist.
Well, let's not talk about it tonight. Let's just relax.
You know I can't paint. Your brother knows it. I fill all my canvases with memories of my own nightmares, only you cannot call them art.
Vincent, why do you paint in such a gloomy style? I've never seen you paint with anything that had any color or lightness. All those blacks and grays and slashes of red. Oh, I know I'm no sort of expert, but can't you talk about your work with me?
There's a reason for it, Lisa. There's a reason.
Well, what?
I told you, my nightmares, they're all visions in black and gray and slashes of red.
Well, then if you won't talk about your paintings, why not tell me about your nightmares?
You wouldn't enjoy hearing about them. Or rather, about it.
It?
I have only one nightmare. Just one. I have it virtually every night. Sometimes it follows me into the daylight. I can close my eyes, and there it is. For years, I've tried to destroy it by painting it. Not its details, just its colors. But the therapy hasn't worked.
Please tell me about it.
I've never told anyone before.
But why not?
I suppose I never met the person I wanted to confide it. Maybe now I have. But if I'm going to do that, this music has to stop. My mother's maiden name might mean nothing to you, but at one time, many years ago, it was famous among people who loved the theater. She was an actress. Her name was Ada Krim.
Ada Krim? But I think I do know that name, Vincent.
She was born and raised in England. She was known as the beautiful Ada. She didn't have a very long acting career because she capped her success on the stage with an even more successful marriage. She became the bride of John Lloyd Raymond.
Your father?
Yes. My father. He was a wealthy man. My grandfather had left him heir to one of the largest glass manufacturing companies in the West. Mirrored glass was his specialty. It seemed very appropriate to have our house full of mirrors. Maybe that's how it all started, that problem.
What problem?
Well, you know the way mirrors are, Lisa. After a few years go by, they stop being kind. And when that happened to my mother, she had to do something about it. Something to prove that she was still the beautiful Ada. No matter what the mirrors were beginning to say.
And what did she do, Vincent?
She took lovers. Lovers are the best kind of mirrors for a bored rich woman.
Were you the only child?
Yeah. I was her only child. At first, I was a pampered little boy, one of her favorite playthings. Then she became bored with me, too. She stopped noticing that I was around. Maybe that's why she never made any attempts to hide her actions from me. She simply didn't know I was there.
Vincent, you saw these men?
I think I've said enough.
So, you never found out what Vincent's dream was all about?
Not then, I didn't know.
But you could have guessed, I suppose, if you knew the history of Ada Krim and John Raymond.
Well, yes, I became curious enough to learn the history. I had a friend who worked in a newspaper, and She checked into the dead files and found the story for me, the whole terrible story. But I didn't tell Vincent that I knew about it. It was obvious that he didn't want anyone to know the truth. But one day it emerged.
Oh.
Well, it was a beautiful spring day, the first really warm day of the season, and Vincent and I went for a walk. Vincent, why don't we walk down to Ghirardelli Square? We could do some window shopping, maybe have some lunch.
Considering the state of my finances, we'd better window shop the restaurants, too.
Oh, no, I have money.
Good for you.
Are you going to be stubborn again?
I'm going to teach you a lesson.
I'll tell you what,
Grandpa,
Vincent.
leave it
I'll buy
alone.
myself some lunch if you want to split a hamburger
Wait a
with me.
minute,
Then
Lisa.
you
Fool around with me.
Get your hands off me!
You need a lesson.
Hey, you get away from her.
It's about time somebody...
Get away from her!
Help me!
Hey,
Help
You
me!
take your hands off
Get away
her!
from her.
Please, Vincent!
my wife.
I don't give a...
Stop it, Vincent, for God's sake! Vincent! Vincent!
I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I just went crazy.
Why? What made you do it, Vincent? You could have killed that
I
man.
couldn't stop myself when I saw what he was doing and what he was
But
going
they
to
were
do.
man and wife.
Yeah. Man and wife. So were my parents.
Was that the reason? Was it because you saw your mother and father quarrel?
Quarrel. You think that's all they did? Don't you know the truth yet?
Yes, Vincent, I do know. I didn't want to tell you before, but I know that your father murdered your mother.
And you know how he murdered her. My father came home early one night. A full day earlier than he was expected. He walked into my mother's bedroom, and that man was there. Might have killed him, too, but he was fast on his feet. We lived in a very old-fashioned house, Lisa. Quaint, old-fashioned Victorian manner. The kind that still had gas lamps on the wall. And fire axes. I used to hear my father joking to his friends about the fire axe on the wall.
Vincent, don't talk about
When he
it.
saw my mother, he ripped the axe off the wall, and he used it.
Please.
You read about it, Lisa, but I saw it.
You what?
I was 6 years old, terrified 6-year-old, who came to find out what all the noise was about.
Oh, no.
I saw the whole thing happen from the first stroke of the axe to the final blow.
Oh.
Now you know what my nightmare is all about, all the blacks and grays and slashes of red.
Oh, you poor man.
All right. Now, I've told you the whole story, so maybe now you know why I can't see you again.
What?
Don't come near me again, do you hear me?
Vincent.
Don't come near me. Ever.
It's been said that the mind is like a haunted house, where the ghosts of the past rattle their chains and cry out their suffering. Of course, that's why we have our psychiatrists and psychoanalysts, and these days, even our exorcists, the house cleaners of the mind. But what will it take to free Vincent Raymond of his demons? Or can he ever be freed? We'll find out more when I return shortly with Act 2. And now, Act 2 of the Murder Museum. Lisa Brandon has come all the way from San Francisco to see the Raymond exhibit. But she seems to be having a hard time talking the museum guide into allowing her a private showing. However, she hasn't given up.
Yes. I was in love with Vincent Raymond, and I was terribly unhappy when he walked out of my life.
You mean you never saw him again?
Oh, yes, I saw him again, but things weren't the same between us. He was tormented by the memory of what he had seen, and it changed his life.
The dreams began in the orphanage. They began there and they never stopped. I woke up screaming in horror every time the dream came to me. I became an outcast, without friends, without sympathy.
Oh, Vincent, I'm so sorry.
That's when I realized that my only hope for any sort of life was keeping my secret.
But you're not a child now.
Now, I'm older, Lisa, but nothing's changed for me. Oh, yeah. There's one thing that's changed.
Well, what's that?
I'm giving up my so-called art. I'm going to look for a job.
Well, I'm sorry, Vincent. Because I did think you had talent.
I've got to get some money to live on. My talent won't provide that.
Well, I thought you had some savings.
They're all gone after that lawsuit.
What lawsuit?
That man I beat up on the street, he sued me for damages. He won, of course. His wife stood up in court and verified that I'd beaten him up with no provocation at all. Nothing like a wife's loyalty, is there?
But, Vincent, why didn't you let me know? I would have been a witness
it
for
wouldn't
you.
have mattered.
Well, how are you living now?
Well, on the welfare rolls, of course, but don't worry about me.
Look, if I can lend you any money, it won't...
No, I have borrowed enough from you and your brother. I don't want any more money or sympathy. Just leave me alone, Lisa. Can't you get that through your head? Leave me alone.
He did find a job eventually, waiting on tables down at Fisherman's Wharf. He seemed to sink lower and lower every day. My brother and I tried to help him all we could, but he refused to take any more charity. I tried to sell his paintings by putting them in the window of our little gallery. But there was only one person who seemed interested in Vincent's gloomy efforts. Hello? May I help you?
Yes. I have been looking at the paintings in your window, trying to make out the artist's name.
Oh, his name is Raymond.
Raymond? Would that be Vincent Raymond, by any chance?
Oh, yes, it is. Did you like the work?
It's interesting. I'm an artist myself. But that sort of thing, all those dark colors, it doesn't really appeal to me.
Oh, I see.
However, I am interested in the artist. I wonder if you could tell me how to reach him. Is he a local resident?
Yes, he lives in San Francisco. Oh, would you mind telling me your name?
Oh, yes, of course. Here is my card.
Raphael Gallinari.
You might say that I am a portrait artist.
Oh, and is that why you want to meet Vincent? To paint his portrait?
Something like that. Now, will you help me?
All right. I'll tell you where you can reach him.
Who is it?
Raphael Gallinari.
Who?
Please open the door, Mr. Raymond.
What do you want?
May I speak to you for a few moments, Mr. Raymond?
I don't know you.
I thought perhaps the young lady in the art gallery might have mentioned my name to you.
What young lady? Oh, you mean Lisa?
May I come in, please? It's about a rather important matter.
Oh. All right, come in. What is it you want, Mr... What was that name again?
Gallinari. Please, my card.
What are you, some kind of bill collector?
No, Mr. Raymond. As a matter of fact, I'm an artist, like yourself.
Tough luck for you, Mr. Gallinari, if you're an artist like me. Take a look around. You see any canvases in this place?
I understand that you are working at a restaurant these days.
That's right. Listen, if it's my work you're interested in, they're all at the gallery.
Let me be honest with you, Mr. Raymond. It isn't your work I care about. It's mine.
Yours?
That is correct. You see, I am a portrait artist, a sculptor, actually.
So what?
This is how we differ in our talents. Yours is dependent on the quality of imagination, while mine is devoted to verisimilitude. If you would permit me, perhaps I can buy us both some dinner and we can talk about our art.
If you hadn't mentioned dinner, Mr. Gallinari, I would have said no.
You know how it is with an artist. You know how we become obsessed sometimes, obsessed with a certain idea, a certain passion for a subject.
No, Mr. Gallinari. I wouldn't know. I lost all my passion for art a long time ago.
But if you had the inspiration, if there was one thing you wanted to paint more than anything else in the world, believe me, the passion would come flooding back like the tide.
And Do you have such a subject in mind?
Yes, I do. A subject which has haunted me for years. More years than I wish to count.
And this has something to do with me?
Everything to do with you. Will you have another glass of wine?
Sure, since you're buying.
You see, Mr. Raymond, I am contemplating a certain work, a sculptural project, and one which would be impossible without you.
How could that be?
In order to answer that question, I have to bring up a subject which may be painful to you.
A lot of subjects are painful to me, Mr. Gallinari.
This one, I think, has left the deepest wound.
Wait a minute.
Yes, Mr. Raymond. I mean your parents.
How do you know who I am? Did Lisa tell you?
Oh, no. No, I assure you, the young woman at the gallery said nothing at all to me about you.
And how did you know, damn it?
Because I've made it my business to find you. Believe me, it's taken a very long time. The last address I had for you was in the Midwest. Then I ran across one of your paintings in a traveling exhibit, the Moorland exhibit.
Yeah, that was the only show I've been in, and nothing sold.
I found out that you were in San Francisco from the proprietors of the exhibit. Finally, I saw your work in a little gallery on Green Street. Your style is unmistakable.
Rotten, but unmistakable.
Mr. Raymond, I remember the beautiful Ada.
Go on.
I'm quite a few years older than you. I have a very clear memory of how your mother looked on the stage before her retirement. I thought then that she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen.
Beauty is very fleeting, Mr. Gallinari. Like life itself.
Yes, I know that. But then, that's why artists are born, aren't they? To capture that fleeting beauty and imprison it on canvas or in clay or in what? Or in other media.
Why don't you get to the point, Mr. Gallinari?
Your mother's beauty is the point. If I had been the sculptor then that I am now, I would have carved her image then. But alas, I was only a boy.
I still don't know what you want from me.
I want to sculpt your mother's image, Mr. Raymond. But there is only one drawback. I have no model to work from.
There's nothing I can do about that. My mother's been dead for 25 years.
I know there are some faded old newspaper photographs of her, but they're not really helpful, not to someone who insists on verisimilitude.
I don't see why it's so important. Who cares what Ada Krim looked like?
But I care. Very much. You see, I've already started the project.
You have?
Yes. I've been using the crude photographs of her as a guide. I've obtained a sort of likeness.
Look, I cannot stop you from doing what you please, Mr. Gallinari. If you're asking for my permission...
Well, in a way, yes, I suppose I am. It does seem like a slight invasion of privacy. Yeah.
All right. If your conscience bothers you, I'll tell you what you can do. You can order another bottle of wine.
Mr. Raymond, I would gladly order you a case if you would give me one more permission.
What's that?
To sculpt your father, too.
My father?
As I said, this is a form of obsession with me. But from the moment I began work on the statue of Ada Krim, I felt that I couldn't stop until I had also done the head of John Lloyd Raymond.
He's dead, Mr. Gallinari. I have no way to prevent you from sculpting him or painting him or anything else, but I'll tell you one thing. You won't get me to talk about him.
Oh, no. I would not dream of it. But you see, I have a peculiar problem. While there are some likenesses of Ada Krim available, in the case of your father, well, I cannot find a single photograph. I have searched and come to a dead end. And what I was wondering, I know this is an imposition. if there is something in your possession...
You think I have a picture of him?
It was only a hope. I know his memory is painful, but you were his son, and sometimes, well, there are souvenirs one hates to discard. Well, Mr. Raymond?
I have pictures of him.
You do?
I won't give them to you.
Please, don't be so hasty.
I won't give them to you. But I'll sell them to you.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm perfectly willing to pay.
I owe Lisa Brandon and her brother exactly $127. That's the price.
Done, Mr. Raymond. $127. And I'll still throw in that case of wine.
Vincent told me about Mr. Gallinari's visit when he paid me back the money that we'd loaned him. He didn't really care about those photographs he had. He was happy to have gotten rid of the debt. But there was only one thing wrong. I think you must know what I mean.
Yes, I think I do. Raphael Gallinari didn't tell Vincent Raymond the whole truth.
No, he didn't tell him the truth. He didn't tell him what kind of a sculptor he was, or what use he would make of his work after it was completed.
Yeah.
And obviously he didn't tell him the medium he would use to carve the statues.
No, he didn't tell him that the medium would be wax.
And that the subject would be murder.
And what happened when Vincent Raymond learned of the duplicity of Raphael Gallinari? Or was it really duplicity? Gallinari said he was a sculptor. Gallinari said he believed in authenticity. And of course, Gallinari paid for the privilege of using Vincent's photographs as a model. But has Gallinari paid enough? We'll find out when I return shortly with Act 3.
This is WBBM Chicago. The time in Chicago, 11:05, 37 degrees.
And now, here's Act 3 of the Murder Museum. For Vincent Raymond, all nights are the same. A dark passage into yesterday. A grim return trip to the past. But men must sleep, and sleepers must dream. So there's no escape for him.
Ada!
Joan, please believe me.
Ada!
He means nothing to me, I swear it.
And that's why he was in your bedroom, Ada?
Please.
Is that why?
Please, think of our little boy.
Ada!
Look at Vincent, you're frightening him to death.
Death! That's right, Ada. Death! That's what you deserve!
Oh,
Ada!
no!
That's what you deserve!
Oh, dear God. When will it stop? When will that dream stop? Who is it?
It's me, Vincent. It's Lisa.
Lisa? Oh, wait a minute. Hey, what is it? What are you doing here so early?
I just couldn't wait. I've got wonderful news for you, Vincent.
What about?
Your painting, the large one in the window, it's been sold.
Sold? You're joking. Who would buy it?
Oh, please, let me come in.
All right. Just let me get a robe on.
It happened. First thing this morning, the gallery wasn't open more than 10 minutes, and this man walked in wearing a Homburg, Vincent. I didn't think people wore Homburgs anymore. He did.
Well, who was he? What was his name?
He gave me a card. Oh, wait a minute. It's right here. I've got it in my purse.
It wasn't someone named Gallinari, was it?
What?
Raphael Gallinari calls himself a sculptor?
No, no, it wasn't him. It's, wait, his name is, here it is, Charles Mulholland. Does that mean anything?
Mulholland, That's Mulholland Gallery in Chicago. High priced. Oh, no, I doubt if there's any connection.
Well, anyway, he bought it, Vincent, without any quibble about the price. And, in fact, Heath was surprised that it was so low.
Miracles never cease, do they?
Oh, Vincent, if he really is somebody, then maybe your work will start to be recognized.
Oh, forget it, Lisa. There isn't any more work for me. Just waiting on tables. That's my art. And I'm getting better at it all the time.
Well, anyway, here's your money. It's all in $50 bills.
Wait now. That's the full $300. What about the gallery's commission?
Oh, don't be technical, Vincent. You need the money more than we need the commission.
No, sirree, you've got to accept 1/3 of it.
All right.
It wouldn't be fair otherwise.
I knew you'd feel that way.
I can't believe it. It's the first painting I've sold, Lisa. Do you realize that?
I told you had talent. That'll teach you to listen to me.
You're right. I should always listen to you, Lisa. Listen, I've got an idea. Have you had breakfast yet?
Well, I had coffee.
Tell you what, I'm going to get dressed and we'll go celebrate with champagne and eggs, Benedict. And then we're going out tonight. I'm going to buy you the fanciest dinner in San Francisco.
Well, Vincent, you can't spend all the money in one day.
Why not? Probably the first and last money I'll ever make from my paintings. Let's put it to good use.
Well, it seems that Vincent had more talent than anyone realized. Those dark and gloomy paintings seemed to have the qualities of genius. At least that's what Mr. Mulholland said in his letter.
Lisa, listen to this. Just listen to this.
Go on, I'm
He says,
listening.
the Mulholland Gallery would be most interested in arranging an exhibition of your work.
Oh.
Listen, they're willing to pay all the costs of carding and insuring the paintings. They'll even pay my fare and expenses to Chicago so I can attend the opening. Lisa, can you believe it?
Oh, Vincent, it's the most wonderful thing I ever heard.
Well, it's not a one-man show, nothing that grand, but the Mulholland Gallery. That's one of the best, Lisa, one of the most prestigious.
Do you know when you'll be leaving?
As soon as I can get all the stuff crated and shipped. I guess the sooner the better. Lisa, why don't you come with me?
Oh, I couldn't do that. I still have to be at the
Your
gallery.
brother can take care of it for a week or so. That's all the time it'll take.
Oh, I just couldn't do it, Vincent. But when you have that big one-man show, I promise to be there.
And that was when Vincent Raymond went to Chicago.
Yes, that was his reason for going there. A very happy reason.
Was the show a success?
Oh, it was. The press reception to Vincent's work was very good, far better than the evaluation he received back home. I guess it's true what they say about a prophet being without honor in his own country. In this case, in his own state. There were 12 paintings in all the exhibit, and at least half of them were sold in the first week. And for the first time, Vincent was a happy man. He sent me just one letter, and it contained a very good piece of news. Perhaps even more important than the news of his artistic success.
Dear Lisa, just a quick note to tell you that I'm well and spending money like a drunken sailor. I've bought 2 new suits. Yes, I said suits with matching pants and jacket, believe it or not. But more important, I'll tell you one other thing that seems to have happened to me. For the last 3 nights, I've slept without a dream. I think you must realize the importance of that, Lisa. 3 nights of dreamless sleep. The most precious 3 nights of my existence.
But those dreamless nights didn't last very long. Because the very next morning at breakfast in his hotel room, Vincent opened the local paper and saw a strangely familiar name.
Gallinari. Gallinari? What's that all about? Announcing the opening of Gallinari's Murder Museum. Oh, no. That can't be the same man. The Murder Museum, world's most terrifying house of wax, vivid recreation scenes of crime, passion, and horror never before witnessed. Oh, it can't be the same man. It can't be. Where's that phone number? Oh. Hello. Is this the Murder Museum? Yes, I know you're not open yet. Listen, I want to ask you a question. This man, Gallinari, I want to know his first name. Raphael. When he is. Listen, what time are you open? No earlier than that? Then tell me where I can find Mr. Gallinari. Yes, it's important. No, my name does not matter. All right. First show, 2 o'clock. Oh, dear God, don't let it be true.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, you see the notorious mass murderer of Huntersville, Nebraska, who not only dispatched his victims with poison, but then mutilated their bodies in the dreadful fashion you see before you. And now, if you'll step to the next exhibit, you will see the latest addition to Professor Gallinari's world-famous murder museum. For the first time in any house of wax, the horrifying axe murder of one of the most glamorous women ever to appear upon the American stage.
It's true.
They called her the beautiful Ada. And yes, Ada was beautiful as she was faithless. And one day, her wealthy manufacturer husband, John Lloyd Raymond, returned home for business.
I've got to ask you something.
Excuse me, sir, but I'm still not through with this.
Where is he? Does he have an office at this museum?
Well, now, please,
Look,
sir,
I've got to see him. Make him remove this abomination.
Well, no, his office is in the rear. I don't know if he's...
Out of my way!
Now, just here. Come back here.
Who is it?
Open up, Gallinari. Open the door.
Yes, what is it?
Let me in. I have to talk to you.
I'm sorry, I'm quite busy at the moment, and Raymond? Is that you?
Yes, Vincent Raymond.
What are you doing in Chicago?
The question is, what have you done?
Now, be calm, young man. There is nothing to get so excited about.
That's your art out there, Gallinari, out there. That's the verisimilitude you were talking about.
Yes, that's right. I tried to be faithful to the original. I'm not ashamed of that.
You liar, you thief!
Now, come. I've stolen nothing. I've imitated life, but stolen nothing. Now, please, sit down. Calm yourself. Let me offer you a drink.
You lied to me. You pretended to be something you weren't. You never told me you were going to create that horror out there.
I told you only the truth. That I wish to do a sculpture of your mother and father. I only neglected to tell you the medium. Some artists work with clay and marble. I chose wax. Is that so wrong?
You know it's wrong. You made a public spectacle out of it. And now you're going to do something about it. You're going to get rid of that thing out there.
I am afraid that's impossible. The exhibit took months to create. They all do. The investment in time and money.
I'll sue you. I will make you destroy it.
Ah, Mr. Raymond, don't make unnecessary problems for yourself. Murder is in the public domain.
There has to be some way to make you tear it down, and I will. I swear it. I won't let that thing stand.
Of course, I know myself what happened next. Because I was there in the murder museum. The night that your friend Vincent Raymond returned.
Oh, please. Can you tell me about it? I never did know the details.
Well, from what I understand, he went to a lawyer the very next day to see if there was some legal means to get Gallinari to destroy the exhibit. He must have gotten some idea how difficult it would be to get an injunction against the museum. Because that's when he decided that the only recourse was to destroy the sculpture itself.
Yes, that would be like Vincent.
And what he did was very simple. He came back to the museum for the last show of the day. But during the tour, he slipped away from the crowd and hid behind one of the curtains until everyone had gone. And then he walked up to the exhibit and stopped in front of it. Of course, the instrument he needed to destroy the exhibit was already there. The fire axe was real, like the clothes of the wax figures and the furnishings of the room. All he had to do was take the axe out of the hands of his father's statue, and that's what he did.
Destroy. Must be destroyed.
I saw him standing there, as still as the wax figures themselves. And I froze in the doorway, too, afraid to move. Because I saw his eyes. And I was afraid to become a victim, too. And then I heard him sobbing.
Should have done it. Should have done it.
I saw him turn the axe toward the figure of his father. But then a strange thing happened. He began to shake from head to foot. He seemed unable to bring the axe down on the figure of John Lloyd Wayne.
No, it wasn't your fault. It was hers.
Suddenly he turned around and brought the axe down on the wax figure of his mother.
You're the one who did it. You did it,
was when Professor Gallinari himself came out of his office.
Stop it! Stop it!
Raymond dropped the axe. The destruction of the wax figure complete. But Gallinari was infuriated and threw his arms around his throat. Raymond struggled with him. They fell in a heap to the floor.
Stop it. Don't say any more, please. I'm sorry. I just can't bear to hear any more.
Does that mean that you don't want to see the Raymond exhibit now?
No, I still want to see it. But I'm taking the next flight back to San Francisco, so I suppose there's no use.
Well, I guess it's only fair that I show it to you, Miss Brandon, since you came all this way. We keep the curtain closed whenever we're fixing up an exhibit or preparing to show something new.
This is really very kind of you.
Oh, that's all right. I just hope that you don't find the exhibit too depressing.
Is it a very good likeness?
Yes, I think it's very good. But judge for yourself. As you can see, the figures are all ready, but the furnishings need some work still. Well, what do you think?
It's horrible. Horrible. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say that. I did ask you to show it to me.
Yes, I was afraid you'd feel that way, miss. Because the likenesses are really very good. It was Gallinari's brother who did the statue of the professor. Naturally, he'd get that right.
But that's Vincent, too.
Yes.
It's just like him.
It's a very good likeness of Vincent Raymond. That's just how he looked when he strangled the life out of Professor Gallinari. Right here in the Murder Museum.
If you are contemplating a visit to a wax museum, we pass on this advice to you. 1, don't go during a heat wave. 2, make sure that you can stand the sight of wax. And 3, be certain you don't have any murderous ancestors who just might show up in one of the exhibits. I'll be back shortly. We hope you enjoyed tonight's tour through the Murder Museum. We hope that you'll always come back through the creaking door of the Radio Mystery Theater, because it's the one place you can enter where your imagination provides the real thrills. Tonight, we tried to aid that imagination with the voices of Michael Wager, Marian Seldes, Robert Dryden, and Leon Janney. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Hello?
Isabel, it's Sky.
Sky, I've been worried sick. Where have you been? Where are you?
At the apartment.
Well, I've been calling and calling. The phone must be out of order.
I took it off the hook.
Are you with her again?
There isn't any her anymore. Deirdre's dead. Whoever she was. Whatever she was.
What do you mean?
She was a witch, Isabel. There was no other way. I had to kill her.
You what? Oh, Sky.
Honey, there's a letter on the desk. I've tried to explain. And there are letters for the kids. Forgive me. Goodbye.
Sky! No, Sky! Sky, don't hang up! Sky!
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by new sugar-free Diet 7-Up. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the fear you can hear. Welcome to the world of your own terrifying imagination. All of us daydream. It seems a harmless enough way of passing the time. But what might we do if some of the things that pass through our minds come true? Supposing the man or the woman we created in the mind's eye became reality. The phantom became flesh and blood. Our puzzling, nerve-tingling tale begins as it ends, with sudden, irrevocable death.
Hello?
Isabel, it's Sky.
Sky, I've been worried sick. Where have you been? Where are you?
At the apartment.
I've been calling and calling. The phone must be out of order.
I took it off the hook.
Are you with her again?
There isn't any her anymore. Deirdre's dead. Whoever she was. Whatever she was.
What do you mean?
She was a witch, Isabel. There was no other way. I had to kill her.
You what? Oh, Sky.
Honey, there's a letter on the desk. I've tried to explain. And there are letters for the kids. Forgive me. Goodbye.
Sky! No, Sky! Sky, don't hang up! Sky! Oh, good Lord! Oh, no!
Our mystery drama, Out of Focus, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars William Redfield. It is sponsored in part by new sugar-free Diet 7-Up and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One. You are Schuyler Harris, Sky to your friends, a typical commuter, an account executive at Lorne, Peabody & Davis. Married 18 years, 2 children, Gary 16 and Lisa 12. $35,000 a year and an expense account. You live up to every penny. You are bored at home, driven at the office, given to fantasizing about women because you don't have the courage to take a mistress. But you are to find one, and such a one, who will quite literally be the death of you.
What do you got here, Jack?
It's a DOA, Sam. Cold turkey.
Mm-hmm. It's like the woman on the phone said. Where's the other?
The dame?
Yeah.
Search me, not in here.
It's probably the bedroom. Check out the rest of the apartment, huh?
There's a letter or a confession or something on the desk.
Yeah, I see it. Dear Isabel, I have just killed Deirdre. And before I kill myself, I want to explain, or try to explain why. It started 10 days ago. It doesn't seem possible that in so short a time my whole life was ripped to shreds. It was such an ordinary day, climbing aboard the old 737, just like thousands of others.
Why make fourth this morning, Sky, if Ed isn't on?
Oh, no thanks, Charlie. I'm bushed. I'm going to catch a nap on the way in.
Hey, you do look a little frazzled. Everything okay?
Oh, my health's all right, as far as I know. Oh, it's just a rat race, I guess. It's getting to me.
Maybe it's a male change of life, Sky.
No, not yet. Please, God. Oh, Lord, that I could do with a little change of life, you know.
Well, leave you to get on with it. At least you got the whole seat to yourself in case the action gets rough.
Oh, thanks.
Sweet dreams, lover boy.
Oh, go trump your partner's ace.
All tickets, please. Have your tickets ready, please. Morning, Mr. Harris.
Oh, hi, Benji. Hang on to it. It's the last ride left on the ticket.
Tough night, Mr. Harris?
Oh, they're all tough these days, Benji. I'll see you at the end of the line, okay?
don't mind my joining you.
What? Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I thought I was alone in the seat.
You don't mind, do you?
Mind? What man in his right mind would?
I'm glad you find me pleasing.
What?
Don't look so surprised. I'm just what you've been waiting for. Am I not?
Mr. Harris? Wake up, Mr. Harris. We're in the terminal.
Huh? What is... Benji, what is it?
Everyone out, sir. End of the line.
But I was just... Wait a minute. I fell asleep? What happened to the girl that was sitting beside me?
What girl, Mr. Harris?
Well, Benji, she was sort of a tall, dark-haired, deep violet black eyes like Elizabeth Taylor, long legs that... Well, I mean, if you saw her, you could never forget her.
Sorry, sir. I passed you a couple of times, and the seat beside you was always empty.
What? Oh, Benji, come on. You're sure there wasn't a girl?
I didn't see her. Maybe you dreamed her.
Maybe. Well, there's no doubt about it. She was a perfect dream. Yes, Doris? Harry? Oh, sure. Send him right in.
Sky, have I got news for you? Hold on to your hat.
What?
Yeah, I just came from a session with the Kingpin.
Oh, so what does boss man Peabody have up his sleeve this morning?
The brass ring for you, Sky, and I go along for the ride. The Bianchi account.
Bianchi?
It's all yours, baby. All you have to do is come up with a campaign.
That's $10 million in billing.
Biggest new account in the shop. The Plum.
Yeah.
Now, if you pull it off, it's the VP rating we're all bucking for.
Yeah, and if I blow it, I'll be on the unemployment line.
No, not you, Sky. That's why the Kingpin picked you. Now, you better go right on up. He wants to see you to kick a couple of ideas around.
You know something, Harry?
What?
You either cured my headache or arranged I'll never have one again.
What does that mean?
The Bianchi account. If I don't cut it, I won't have to worry about headaches anymore. Old Kingpin Peabody will hand me my head in a basket. Hey, Mario.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
Once again, not too lightly for Mr. Lipscomb and me, okay?
Right.
You don't want to miss your train, Sky.
Oh, you don't know how often I want to, but not tonight.
What's the big deal tonight? You and Isabel socializing?
No. For once, it's the train I'm interested in.
Yeah, well, that's a switch. Yeah, oh, thanks, Mario. Well, what's so special about tonight's commute?
I won't know until I prowl all the trains. I'll be looking for something.
Do me a favor, Sky. Now, I'm only a poor working photo stiff. Now, you're the idea man. Look for an idea for Bianchi.
But I already have it.
Genius.
What? Could you picture a girl like this? Great violet gentian eyes framed with black lashes, natural at least a half-inch long, cream white skin, full lips, deep carmine to match the cheek blush, a mass of blue-black hair to frame the face, a figure full but gorgeously shaped, long tapering legs with ankles that lead to high-arched feet. Picture her in semi-décolletage, a hint of cleavage, and the promise of all sex. And underneath that caption, Bianchi. If you have it, you don't need anything else. And if you don't have it, it doesn't much matter what else you have.
Now all we got to do is find the babe.
Harry, I already found her. The trick is just how I find her again. Oh, holy cow. I got to make the first train. Put this tab on the national debt, Mario. Harry, you can pop for the tip, will you? I got a date with an angel. I hope.
Something I can help you with, Mr. Harris?
Huh? Oh, no, Benji. I was just looking for someone.
Yeah, I figured. You've been from one end of the train to the other. Anyone I know?
No, just a girl.
The one you asked me about on the way in this morning?
Yes, I've got to find her.
Well, if she's anything like you described, I wouldn't blame you.
You know, Benji, you better find me a seat now. I'm still a little stoned.
Well, take my spot, Mr. Harris. I'll put my work case up on the rack.
Oh, thanks.
Now stretch out. Make yourself comfortable. I'll wake you before you get to your stuff.
Oh, you're a scholar, a gentleman, and a fine conductor, Benji.
Wake up, Schuyler.
Huh?
It isn't very flattering to have you always falling asleep on me.
What's that? Oh, you're real.
This time I've been waiting for you.
But I hunted the whole train for you.
Did you? You shouldn't have worried, Schuyler. I wasn't going to let you get away.
How do you know my name?
If I want information, I just ask questions. Schuyler Harris.
Well, how do I do with the same questions?
The name is Deirdre.
Lovely, provoking, sensuous, a little incomplete, perhaps. No surname?
Do you really care?
Well, it would be necessary eventually just to satisfy the accountants, you know. Social Security and Uncle Sam.
Dear me, does everyone have to know all about us?
Well, maybe I didn't make it clear. See, I have a proposition to make to you.
Oh, yes. I thought perhaps you might.
No. Don't misunderstand me. See, I'm an advertising executive.
Yes, I know all about you, Schuyler.
Well, I mean, there's this account. Bianchi Cosmetics.
Oh, yes.
Deirdre, I guess I may call you that?
I want you to.
Oh, I have no idea who you are or what you are, but would you be interested in this?
Schuyler.
No, look, honestly, I mean, this is strictly a business arrangement. I have a campaign in mind using you as the central figure.
I don't know what you want to call it, Schuyler, but as far as we're concerned, there needn't be any embarrassment or cover-ups. Don't we both know what we really want?
Now, come on, Deirdre. Don't put me on.
I'm not. You're the one who turned me on, Schuyler.
Now, look, Deirdre, and whatever your other name is, I am honest to God leveling about this big ad campaign and how perfect you are for it and how much money you could make if it all goes the way I think it could.
If you insist, Schuyler. Anything. But if we have to talk about something other than ourselves, would you mind getting me a drink?
Oh, sure. I could use one myself. What'll it be?
It doesn't matter. You pick it. Just hurry back.
Oh, don't worry. Just don't vanish.
Westfield. Next stop, Westfield. Hey, Mr. Harris. Coming into Westfield.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm with you, Benji. I'm with you. Thanks.
Westfield is the next stop. Westfield.
Benji?
Yes, Mr. Harris.
What happened to the girl?
We back at that again?
Oh, no. Now, come on, Benji. This time it's no dream. I've been talking to her all the way up the line.
What do you want me to say, Mr. Harris?
Well, I want to know where the girl went.
Mr. Harris, we've been riding this line a long time together. You don't want to make no scene.
Benji, all I'm asking you is what...
I get the message. So what do you want me to say? If there was this girl, maybe she got off at the last stop or the one before.
But she couldn't have.
Mr. Harris, you've been cold turkey the last 10 miles. Now, maybe this girl was here, I don't know, or maybe you just had one too many. Excuse me, we're coming into the station. This is where you get off.
A man who doesn't realize how near the end of his emotional rope he is. A girl named Deirdre who promises desire as sensually as a centerfold in today's magazines. A suburban family who awaits the return of the husband and father as routine. And the disaster we know is to happen. We'll start to fit the pieces of the jigsaw together when I return shortly with Act 2.
10 minutes before 11 in Chicago, 56 degrees.
One of the minor sad comedies of the world is the faces of the wives as they meet their returning commuter husbands. As the trains get later and later, the faces get tenser and tenser, till finally, as the last commuter train pulls in and errant hubby pours himself off, the wife's eyes roll helplessly heavenwards.
Hi, Isabel, baby. How was your day?
My day was miserable, and most of my night was worse.
Really? Well, what do you mean, night?
Well, it's just about half over. Do you know you're well over 2 hours late? This is the 4th train I've met. The least you might have done is call.
Well, honey, look, I'm sorry. It was a big day at the office. I was swamped, and on top of that...
Oh, don't give me that, Sky. When you weren't on the early train, I called the office, and they told me you left in plenty of time to catch it.
Well, that's right. I know I did. But look, it's big news, hon. I got handed the plum of my career today. The Bianchi account.
So... is that any reason to go out and get stoned?
Oh, have a heart, Isabel. I handle this right, I'll end up a VP.
Well, you handle it the way you started off, and you're going to end up PNG at home.
Well, now, what does that mean?
Persona non grata. Somebody not wanted.
No. I know what persona non grata means. Well, what do you mean about me not being wanted?
Well, you've already got 2 out of 3 of us feeling that way right at the moment.
Okay. You and who else?
Gary. Obviously, you've forgotten you promised to be home early while there was still enough light to give him a driving lesson.
Oh, so that's such a big deal? Everybody has to snap their corks? I mean...
It is when the driving lesson was to be on the way to the basketball team's father and son dinner, which you promised to attend with him.
Oh, damn, Isabel, I forgot. You see, I was so up to my ears that it just...
You couldn't have been so far up. You couldn't put a phone to one of them and let us know.
Well, I told you, Isabel, I forgot.
Now, you're not going to tell me that you also forgot you have a wife who meets you at the station 6 nights a week these days.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I mean, honest to Pete, Isabel, I've had a lousy day. Oh, all right. I'm sorry, Isabel.
So am I, Sky. About you, I mean. It's just...
Just what?
Sky, I've been worried about you lately. I guess I'm tense because you're tense.
Well, who's tense?
Come off it. I'm not the only one who's noticed it. Even Liza's worried about you.
Oh, now what have I done to her?
It isn't so much what you've done as what you haven't. You've been neglecting a daughter who needs her father very much.
Why?
She's 12 years old. You're a big man in her life.
Okay, Isabel, okay. Can we knock it off for now? I just don't want to go into the house bickering.
Neither do I, Sky. Especially not in front of the kids.
Okay. Truce, huh? And before we go in, apology?
Accepted.
Oh, I guess I have been off my feet, honey. It's overwork, you know?
Well, I hope that's all.
What else?
Well, it's silly of me, I suppose, but it isn't another woman, is it, Sky?
Oh, of course not, Isabel. Now, come on. Let's get inside. I need a drink. Chrysler Model Agency? Yeah, this is Scarlett Harris here. Put me through to Irene. Yeah, that's all right. I'll hold. Doris, while I'm on 1, call IFW and hold them on 2. I want to talk to Ed Rashby, okay? Hello, Irene. It's Sky. Yeah, fine. Well, I'm looking for a girl. First name, Deirdre. I don't know the second. She is a natural for the Bianchi account, and I've just got to find her. Harry, it's hard to believe anyone this beautiful can't be a model or in TV or the theater or somewhere. No, I'm the only one that's seen her. Yeah, I've checked out all the talent books, and I have every agency in the business pulling pictures of their clients. Well, you're last on the line, Harry, only because I couldn't get through to you sooner. Are those the Maurice Williams pics, Harry?
Yeah, I just came by special messenger. No luck yet?
Nope, not yet. Okay, let me see him.
Yeah, here, now, just look at all these dames. And now, any one of them, I can make something out of this world.
Yeah.
Now, why this special one?
Because she is out of this world to start with.
Well, that I gotta see. Now, Now, what's she got that this little number hasn't got?
Well, you'd have to see Deirdre understand.
No, it's a name for you.
That's right. It suits her. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm almost through these.
Well, suppose you don't find her.
I've got to find her.
Look, it's been nearly a week, Sky. Now, the kingpin is getting restless.
Huh? What?
I said Mr. Peabody's hollering for some layouts. At least the kind of campaign you're planning.
Oh.
Didn't find her, huh?
No.
Well, maybe she's not a model.
Maybe. I've still got to find her.
You don't even know she exists.
Now, don't be silly, Harry. She couldn't just vanish into thin air.
Sky.
What?
Sky, look, I just don't want you to take this wrong.
Now, come on, Harry. Get it out.
Okay. Now, you've been running off the tracks quite a bit for the last few months. You don't look so hot. You've been no ball of fire around the shop. Now, you've been hitting the sauce pretty heavy, and now this screwball bit about this Deirdre dame. Now, I think you ought to have a little skull session with your local friendly shrink.
I got 2 words for you, Harry. Butt out.
Okay, only friendly advice.
I don't need it. On second thought, I'll butt out. I need a drink and some space to think. Hey, Mario.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
Build me another Manhattan, huh?
Coming right up.
Good. Boy, shoot deer in here today.
It's a breather. The late lunches blew finally, and the early drinkers don't come in for the next hour or so.
Oh, I see. All right.
Sure you want to be alone, Sky?
Deirdre.
Mind if I sit on the stool next to you?
Mind? Oh, I've been going out of my mind trying to find you. Where do you keep disappearing to?
I'm a very private person, Sky. With me, 2 is more than enough company. I hate crowds.
Well, this time, I'm not letting you go. How about a drink?
Well, does it have to be here?
No, name the place.
How about yours?
Mine? Oh, you mean the office?
No, I don't like offices either.
Well, I have a studio apartment.
Well, then can't we go there?
Well, we sure can. Just let me settle my tab. Mario. Now, where did he go?
If you mean the bartender, I heard a phone ring. I think he went to answer it around the corner there.
Don't you move now. We'll go right away.
How far are we going, Sky?
Oh, you mean the address. 825 East 50th. I'll be right back. Hey, Mario.
I was just coming to get you. It's your office.
Well, I can't talk to him now. Here.
Well, they said it was urgent.
Oh, damn. Now, look, Mario, there's a girl sitting on the stool next to where I was around the corner. Don't let her get out of here. Don't let her get away.
I'll handle it, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mario. Hello? Oh, hello, Doris. When? Well, I can't call now. What did my wife say was wrong? She didn't. Well, look, call her back and tell her she can reach me at the apartment. I should be there within 10 or 15 minutes. But, yeah, I gotta rush now. Oh, what now? Well, Isabel will just have to... Mario, the girl. Why did you let her...
Sorry, Mr. Harris. When I came around, there was no one here.
Oh, no. No, she can't get away again. Oh, Deirdre, I can't tell you what a lift I got when I found you waiting at the door.
I'm glad, Schuyler.
Well, what did you run out of the bar for?
I told you. I don't like crowds.
I almost had heart failure thinking I'd lost you again.
Oh, you'll never lose me. Take my coat.
Oh, sure.
Get me a drink.
What's your poison? Oh, heck.
You get that. I'll mix my own poison.
Hello?
Oh, Sky, why didn't you call me right back?
Isabel, I was busy.
At a bar?
Now, honey, you know how much of our business is... well, never mind that. What is it?
Well, at the time, I wanted you to talk to Gary. All of a sudden, just before I called, he threw a kind of fit. I don't know how to describe it. He just yelled at me like he was another person. Yelled something about being tired of being a kid and ran out of the house.
Look, Isabel, please, I'm very busy
That
now.
That is the worst, Sky. While I was trying to get you, he took the car and drove off.
Oh, well, unless you gassed it up, he can't get very far, and he's a pretty good driver anyway.
And he doesn't have a license.
Well, what do you want to do, call the police? He's an all right kid, and he'll be right back. Now, Isabel, please stop worrying. And stop worrying me, will you? I have urgent business to attend to.
At the apartment?
Yes, at the apartment. Now, let me get on with it.
Apron strings?
Oh, no, my wife's just a little upset over one of the kids.
I hope she's not going to keep calling back and interrupting our business.
Well, there's one sure way of taking care of that. Just leave it off the hook.
Let's get away from that ugly noise.
Okay.
What's in here?
The bedroom.
Oh, this is nice. And comfy. Skylar,
What, Deirdre?
aren't you coming in?
Well, it'd be a little easier for me to keep my mind on business out here. Besides, you never mixed that drink.
I decided on headier wine. There. Now, isn't this what you really want from me?
Huh? Oh, no. What the devil is...
You'd better go see before he wakes up the whole building.
Oh, I was sound asleep. All right, I won't be a second. Who is it? What is it?
Open the door, Skye. It's Harry.
Well, take the chain off and let me in.
Harry, what do you want?
Oh, that way, huh? Well, I should have figured. Well, you better ditch her fast and get on home. Isabella's frantic. She's been trying to reach you all evening, and she finally got in touch with me.
What is it?
Your boy, Gary. He's had an accident with the car. It's concussion. I don't know how bad. Now, I've got a cab waiting. If you only get...
No, Harry, look, I've got to get dressed. Thanks.
For nothing. Now, you make sure you get rid of that chick and get home where you belong.
Okay, Harry. Oh, Deirdre, I didn't know you were standing there. You heard?
I know. Home.
What about you? We haven't even talked about... Deirdre, I can't lose you again.
I promised you wouldn't. I'll be waiting. It doesn't matter about tonight. Not anymore now. Because you know there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. So mourned Shakespeare's Macbeth for the death of his lady. How much will Our Lady called Deirdre mourn the death of her lover? We'll return shortly with Act 3.
This is WBBM Chicago, 1105 in Chicago, 56 degrees.
No better introduction for what's to come but the rest of Macbeth's lament. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. And then to the messenger who came, he said, "Thy story, quickly."
Deirdre?
Skylar,
Thank God you're still there.
I told you wouldn't lose me again.
That's all I wanted to know. Look, I can't talk now. I'll be at the apartment as soon as I can. Will you wait?
Through eternity, lover.
I've got to hang up.
Sky, what are you doing up?
Oh, it's all right, honey. I've just got to get to the office.
You You're going into town today?
Yeah, I have to. You see, the deadline on the Bianchi account's day after tomorrow. I've got my work cut out to meet it. I doubt if I can even get back tonight. Perhaps not even tomorrow night.
Well, what about Gary?
Honey, I checked the hospital, and he's fine. You knew that when we left at 4 o'clock this morning.
I'm still glad you checked again. I thought I heard you on the phone coming downstairs.
Well, I called a cab, too.
I can run you to the station in my car.
No, it's all right. It's better this way. Hey, you want some coffee?
No. My stomach's too upset. Oh, Sky, we could have lost Gary.
Well, we didn't, honey, so let's not agonize over it.
I don't know. Everything seems so confused. Like there was a sort of curse on us. And you worry me most of all.
Me?
You. You're like a stranger. Sky, why couldn't I reach you last night? What were you doing?
I told you, Isabel, I had work to do. I didn't want to be interrupted. I took the phone off the hook, and then I just forgot about it.
Work seems to be the only thing that matters to you nowadays. Sky, you only had 2 hours sleep. Do you have
Come on, Isabel. We haven't got time for messing around. Now, you see, there's my cab.
Couldn't you at least take a later train?
Look, my job depends on this.
And you won't be home tonight.
I doubt it.
And, brother, I kid you not, you are in big trouble, Sky. Now, Peabody is really on the warpath. The only thing saving your neck for a day or so is that Bristol Proctor's in town.
Oh, Harry, please, will you lay off me? I've got everything under control.
Oh, boy, that is for laughs. Oh, now I get the whole picture. Why, you're off the rails, on the sauce, and running hot and cold flashes. Well, if you think some chick is worth what you're heading for, come on, let me give you some advice.
The only thing I want from you, Harry, is technical advice in your specialty.
What?
I want to take some pictures of a girl.
Well, bring her into the studio here.
No. That's just the trouble. She won't come here, and I'm only gambling that if she'll let anyone shoot her, it'll be me.
What do you know from cameras? You're an idea man. Now look, do me a favor. Will you let's set up the copy like you suggested and let me pick the girl.
Harry, listen, I've got the girl. If only you can get me a camera that's reasonably foolproof, I can get good enough stuff for the sample layouts. Then we can take it from there.
A gal is that sensational.
Take my word for it.
Well, I can give you a Michelin 35, 85-millimeter lens, a micro-blitz strobe with high-speed Ektachrome film.
That's okay. You name it. Just show me how to use it.
Well, you don't have to worry too much about the strobe, even. The film will take natural light, and I'll push it in developing.
Okay, get me the camera. I'll be back with the picture in an hour.
You having fun, Skylar?
Oh, Deirdre, this isn't a game. This could mean our whole future.
It could indeed.
Yeah, just like that. I'm glad you let me talk you into taking the pictures. You won't be sorry.
I'm just very much afraid you will be, Skylar.
Oh, damn.
Sky, dear, I forgot to ask you.
Cutting out your wife?
Oh, I've got to finish these pictures. Deirdre, why did you say I'd be sorry I took them?
Skylar, baby, I really don't photograph very well. You'll see.
Ah, you got the prints, Harry. That's great.
Well, I don't know how great you're going to think it is.
Huh? Come on, what do you mean?
Well, I don't know what I mean. Look, I just don't see how you could have gotten everything so gummed up.
All right, just let me see.
Sure, help yourself. Everything's so out of focus, you can't tell a lamp from a couch. And as for the girl, well, you find her. I can't.
Well, I don't understand. She was right. Well, if that's the couch, she should be... Now, wait a minute. Let me see in this one. Well, no, this one is... Oh, Harry. How could I have faked out so badly?
You got me. Sky. Level?
Yeah.
Is this some kind of a stupid put-on? I mean, what are you trying to pull on me?
Nothing, Harry. Honest. I shot the film at all the openings, the shutter speeds. I mean, everything that you laid out for me.
It all came out like this?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we got to figure maybe the film was bad or the lens crystallized or something. Come on, let's go back. I bring other equipment, and this time
We bring home the bacon.
No, Harry. She wouldn't let you shoot her. I can't explain, but...
All right, so forget her.
I can't, Harry. I've got to take one more crack at it. Just one more.
Oh, man, you're crazy.
Would you help me?
You won't let me.
Some kind of camera that I just can't fail with.
Okay. Look, I'll give you an instant. 20 seconds, you'll know if you goof. You just keep adjusting it till it's right. I'll go get the camera.
Oh, you're an okay buddy. Thanks. Hello.
Oh, thank God it's you, Sky.
Isabel, what is it now?
I'm just at the end of my rope. I could swear somebody's got a hex on us.
What are you talking about?
You've got to come home. Gary's back in coma.
What? When did that happen?
About 10 this morning. I tried to reach you.
Isabel, listen. You've got to cope a little longer. Everything's falling apart for me here, too. I can't get home till at the earliest later tonight.
What's the matter? She won't let you go?
Who?
Oh, don't try to kid me. There has to be another woman. You couldn't be like this if there weren't. Okay, Sky. If this is the way you want it, you can just let us all go to hell.
Isabel.
The only thing I wish you is a one-way ticket there yourself.
Isabel.
Okay, Sky, here's your instant camera. Now, maybe this will get us all a clearer picture of where we're going.
I feel just like a cat. I want to stretch and curl and purr.
Then let me take my pictures now.
Remember when I said I would take care of tomorrow? And tomorrow and tomorrow?
Yes.
That was a lot more than a promise.
I don't know what you mean.
Take your picture. Then you'll know.
What is it, Deirdre? I've got this weird feeling that's taking me over. I'm scared.
The wages of sin. Take your picture. Shoot, Sky.
All right. Now just like that. Just hold it.
Now, while we wait for it to develop, let me tell you what you'll see.
Where?
On the picture. Everything sharply in focus for just a second, and then, where I should be, a blank. An empty hole in space. Look.
All right. Oh, Lord, no!
As I really look. You've never seen a witch before, have you?
No.
You think I'd be a successful model for your Bianchi account?
Who are you?
Look at your picture again.
Just what you said. You, whatever it was, it's gone.
But I'm still here. This is me. You won't let me go, will you, Schuyler?
Why me, Deirdre?
A personal whim. And you were so ripe for the tempting.
You'd destroy me eventually.
Of course. But I could put it off for a while.
You don't have me that much in your spell.
Oh, are you so confident? What makes you so?
This.
What are you doing with a gun?
Well, you see, it happens to be a hobby of mine. I can put 5 out of 6 in a 3/4-inch bullseye at 30 feet.
It won't save you anymore.
Oh, I know that, I know. But it can the rest of my family.
You wouldn't dare. I never thought you had a gun.
Die, witch. Die.
I saw the bullet strike her. I saw her fall. If she was mortal, she was dead. Just a second ago, 3 hours after I shot her, I rose and touched her cheek. It was cold as the grave. I go to meet her there now, or
eternal damnation. I have no hope for myself. Only for you, Isabel, and for the children. Whatever harm there is left in her, I pray can reach only me alone. I hope I've brought you protection. Goodbye forever.
For I know whatever life after death there is, I can never, ever share it with any of you. I sold my soul to the devil and the witch he sent to find me. How do you like that for a confession, Jake?
What am I going to say, Sam? Them guys working in advertising, they're halfway round the bend.
I guess you got to be a little bit screwy to get into that kind of business in the first place.
Figures.
Now, hold it. Yeah? Oh, hi, Lieutenant. This is Detective Sam Danks. Yeah. It's pretty much like the story the wife called in from Connecticut. Guy left a confession you got to read. Won't help much. I mean, it's far out. Huh? Oh, the subject. Yeah, there's not much doubt from pictures around the apartment. This is Skylar Harris, all right. Sure, DOA. Bullet through the head. We're just waiting for the ME now. Well, what do you mean, both? There's nobody else in the apartment but the guy. The dame? There's not a sign of her. Well, you'll get it when you read the confession. The way I figure it, she was one of them, what do you call it? Firmaments of the imagination. I don't think she ever existed.
Did the detective mean to say figments of the imagination? Or was his choice of firmament perhaps nearer the truth? Was Deirdre more finite than he believed? Was she somebody of incarnate evil, clothed in beauty, who still stalks the day and the night, looking for other prey? I'll be back shortly. One parting word until we meet again. Be careful, commuters, and all the other men with extra time that weighs heavy on your hands. Look with a jaundiced eye at that fantasy girl who may materialize beside you in the train, or the bus, or on the stool next to you in your favorite bar. And before you succumb to temptation, remember, at the best, she's apt to burn a hole in your pocket. At the worst, she may burn your soul forever. Our cast included William Redfield, Joan Lorring, Suzanne Grossman, Ralph Bell, Dann Ocko, and Earl Hammond. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
We're going to be extra nice to Aunt Belle, Linda. After all, we're protecting an investment.
You're back. I can't believe it. I've had just about enough of this. You people simply have to stop coming into my apartment. I'm going to tell Charles he has to do something about this. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, Charles.
Hello, Aunt Belle.
Oh, will you get over here and get these people out?
Who, Aunt Belle?
That man who was here last week. And this time he has a friend. A lady friend, no less.
Aunt Belle, you mean that guy is back?
He certainly is, and with a strange woman.
I'll be right over.
Oh, please do. They're upsetting Julia terribly. I think she's afraid of them.
Julia? Aunt Belle, Julia is dead. She can't be there.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to our world of mystery and the macabre, of unbearable suspense. Sit back and lend us your imagination for a while. We'll do some remarkable things with it. Imagine, for instance, an elderly woman, Belle Richwood, alone and forgotten, except for her nephew Charles, her only living relative, and the only human being she ever sees, until one lonely night.
You're back. I can't believe it. Look, I've had just about enough of this. You people simply have to stop coming into my apartment. This just isn't right. I'm entitled to my privacy. Will you answer me when I speak to you? Now, get out of here and leave me alone. We won't have it. I'm going to tell Charles. He has to do something about this. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, Charles.
Hello, Aunt Belle.
Look, will you get over here and get these people out?
Who, Aunt Belle?
That man who was here last week. And this time he has a friend. A lady friend, no less. I'm frightened, Charles.
You mean that guy is back?
He certainly is. With this strange woman. Oh, hurry, Charles, please.
Our mystery drama, Strange Company, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Bob Juhran and stars Bryna Raeburn. It is sponsored in part by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal, and by new sugar-free Diet 7-Up. I'll be back shortly with Act One. As we grow older, very often our fears darken, our anxieties deepen, and our thoughts indulge in some strange tricks. Belle Richwood and her sister Julia lived their whole lives together, almost recluses, until the neighborhood around them deteriorated to the point where their nephew Charles was forced to move them from the city to a peaceful apartment in the country. But for Belle and Julia, there was to be no peace.
Hello?
Oh, Charles, it's about time you answered.
What's the matter now, Aunt Belle?
Julia's fallen again. Can you get right over?
All right, Aunt Belle. Cover her up. I'll be right there.
Oh, for heaven's sake, hurry up. She's not moving this time. I think she's unconscious.
Julia's fallen again.
Third time this week.
Charles, Julia simply has got to go to a nursing home. Whether Belle likes it or not, she can't take care of Julia anymore, and we can't go on like this.
I know, Linda, I know. What are we going to use for money? All they've got is their Social Security. And I'm so deep in hock myself, I can't pay for a nursing home.
Well, I'm sick of you running over there at all hours to pick Julia off the floor or get her out of a bathtub. She's too old to be getting into a tub anyway.
I'm fed up, too.
I don't see why you bothered with them after your mother died.
I'm their only blood relative. I had to get involved.
Well, go pick Julia off the floor. And hurry back. Dinner's almost ready.
Oh, well, you took your time.
Where is she?
In the bedroom. Hurry. Okay. Can you get her up?
No, Aunt Belle. Julia's dead.
Oh, no, Charles. She's just unconscious.
No, Aunt Belle, she's gone.
No, I can't believe it.
The fall was just too much for her.
Not my Julie. She can't be. No, Julia, dear. Wake up. Wake up.
Aunt Belle. Please. I'll have to make some phone calls first. I'll take you back to our place.
No. I can't leave Julia.
But they'll be taking her away in a little while. You'll be better off at home with Linda.
It was all because we moved to this apartment. We should have stayed in the city.
Aunt Belle, we've been through all this. I moved you out of the city because you were mugged twice in your own elevator.
This place isn't any better. Julia always hated this apartment. I think it hates us. It's evil. Julia's gone. What am I going to do?
No. You've got to think about yourself.
Myself? I haven't thought about myself for 60 years. It's always been Julia.
But you won't have to worry about her anymore.
What do you mean, Charles? I'm more worried about her. More than ever.
It's time to leave, Aunt Bill.
All right. Couldn't I stay with her a little while longer? She looks just as though she's asleep.
A few minutes more. We'll wait in the lobby.
Julia, dear, do you want to wake up now?
Aunt Bill.
It's all right, Linda.
Perhaps you're better off sleeping, dear. I'll have a nice snack ready for you when you wake.
Come on, Linda.
But Charles.
I said come on.
She shouldn't be alone in there. She doesn't believe Julia's dead.
Yes, she does.
But you heard her say...
Belle's been a sister to Julia for 60 years. And a mother for 10. It'll take her time to get over Julia's death.
It gives me the chills.
Don't worry about it.
I suppose we'd better go now. You'll have to be getting back to work.
I'm not working today, Aunt Belle. I got the day off. You're coming back to the house with us.
And Charles, I have to settle with you about the funeral expense. I'll take care of them, of course.
Plenty of time for that later. Oh, I want you to watch your head.
Oh,
That's it.
Thank you, Charles. Yes, I'm in.
Well, Linda, would you want her any more rational than that?
I suppose not. What a relief.
You didn't have to see me in, Charles. I'll be all right.
Don't be silly, Aunt Belle.
And thanks for having me to dinner. You were right. I wouldn't have wanted to be alone today.
I hate leaving you now, but...
Oh, I'll be all right. I have to get used to it.
I'll stop in tomorrow night after work.
Yes, do. And I'll give you the money for the expenses. Do you know how much they are?
Well, that can wait, Aunt Belle. In fact, I didn't think you'd be able to cover it. I was planning to take out a loan.
Oh, nonsense. I have it, and I'll pay it.
Well, it's $1,500.
All right. I'll have it counted out for you tomorrow.
You mean you have that much in cash here? I don't think that's a wise thing to do.
No, nonsense. I've always had cash on hand.
Well, that's up to you. You'll be all right tonight?
Don't worry about me. Come by tomorrow.
I'll lock the door behind me.
I always do.
Good night, Aunt Belle.
Good night, Charles. I wonder if there's any ginger ale in the refrigerator. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to tell Charles. Charles! Oh, he's gone. Hello, Linda. Yes, I'm all right. Oh, Linda, Charles just left, and I wanted to tell him something. Would you please have him call when he gets in? Yes, thank you. I may as well start. Oh, you. How did you get in here? Answer me. What do you want? I order you to leave my apartment. Why don't you say something? Stop sitting there smiling. How dare you just come in and sit on my furniture? Tell me what you want. If you don't, I'll get you out of here. I'm calling my nephew. Oh, dear, I remember he isn't home. Please, what do you want? Why won't you answer me? I'll give you whatever you want if you please leave. Please. Oh, thank God, Charles.
I just just got in, and Linda said you wanted to see me.
Oh, Charles, there's a strange man in my apartment.
What?
He's sitting on the sofa. He won't say anything, and he won't leave.
Did he threaten you?
No, he isn't doing anything, but he won't go.
I'll be right there. Now, don't do anything to antagonize him.
Aunt Belle!
Oh, Charles, thank you for coming.
Where is he?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, thank God for that. I called the police. But how did he get in? Tell me what happened.
I don't know. I put the chain on the door after you. Then I called Linda, and when I turned around, there he was.
He must have been in the apartment when we arrived. In the bedroom or the bathroom, maybe.
He must have been. I certainly didn't let him in, but he left in a hurry when he heard me talking to you.
Well, I'll check the rest of the apartment just to be sure.
You know, I'm more mad than scared. The nerve of him, just sitting there smiling, not saying a word.
I'll get it.
Mr. Gordon?
Oh, yes, come in, officer.
You reported a prowler?
Yes. This is my aunt, Miss Richwood.
Just a few questions. You say he was here in the apartment?
Yes, sitting right on that sofa.
I think he was hiding here when we came in, officer. We had just got back from the funeral of Miss Richwood's sister.
What time was that?
About 9.
And you didn't see him then?
No.
Tell me, Miss Richwood, what did he do or say? Did he threaten you?
No, he wouldn't say a word. He just sat there, smiling.
Oh. And when did he leave?
Well, when my nephew called, that must have scared him off, because when I turned back, he was gone.
All right, Miss Richwood. We're searching the rest of the building. We'll put out a bulletin on him. We'll call you if we find a suspect. We'll need an identification.
Yes, of course.
Good night now.
Good night, officer, and thank you. Aunt Belle, now you've got to come home with me. You can't stay here alone tonight.
Oh, I have to stay here, Charles. I don't dare leave the apartment. Not if someone's getting in.
But then I'll have to stay with you.
Oh, no, you don't. No, I'll be all right. Now that we know there's no one here.
Well, I hate
I'll lock the door. No one will get in. And with the police around, I feel doubly safe.
Okay, Aunt Belle. But I'll call you when I get home, and I'll be in after work tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Do come by, Charles. I'll have the money for you, for Julia's funeral.
Aunt Belle, your money, could this guy have taken it?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't seem to. Oh, dear.
Where'd you have it?
In the bedroom. I always thought this was the safest. Oh, thank heaven. No, it's here.
You're sure? All of it?
Well, the suitcase is here. He couldn't have known. Oh, yes. There's no money missing.
Good grief.
Oh, it's all there. I'm not worried, Charles. That man won't be back.
But, Aunt Belle, all that money...
Oh, don't worry, Charles. I'm going to hide my money in a different place, just in case.
Charles, it's time Belle went into a nursing home, or at least a home for the aging. That man last week could have killed her. She shouldn't be living alone.
She's doing all right.
She's doing all right. And what about us? I'm sick of sharing you with them. Or her now. For 2 years, you've been nursemaid to Belle and Julia.
Linda, it had to be that way.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything. And if you won't put her in a nursing home, I'll leave you, Charlie.
No, you won't.
You just see.
Belle's not going to a nursing home, Linda. Those homes cost money.
The state takes care of old people who don't have money.
But Belle has money, Linda. Lots of it.
What do you mean, lots of it?
A suitcase so full of hundreds she can hardly close it. I saw it that night the man got in. She opened it in front of my eyes and counted out the $1,500 for the undertaker.
So great, she's got some money. She can afford a nursing home.
Oh, no, Linda, I'm not going to see that money go into a nursing home. That money is going to be ours.
You mean we're in her will?
She hasn't got a will, but she's got a suitcase full of money, and I'm her only next of kin.
So? What good is it to you?
I'm the only one who knows it's there. When she dies, Linda, that money is ours. The way I feel now, every cent she spends is coming out of my pocket.
But she might live for years.
She might. And that's why I want to keep her in her nice little cheap apartment. She doesn't spend more than $15 a week for food. We're going to be extra nice to Aunt Belle, Linda. After all, we're protecting an investment.
You're back. I can't believe it. I've had just about enough of this. You people simply have to stop coming into my apartment. Get out of here and leave us alone. Well, we won't have it. I'm going to tell Charles he has to do something about this. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, Charles.
Hello, Aunt Belle.
Will you get over here and get these people out?
Who, Aunt Belle?
That man who was here last week. And this time he has a friend. A lady friend, no less.
Aunt Belle, you mean that guy is back?
He certainly is, and with a strange woman.
I'll be right over.
Oh, please do. They're upsetting Julia terribly. I think she's afraid of them.
Julia? Aunt Belle, Julia is dead. She can't be there.
Strange company indeed. That suspicious man is back, and with a lady friend. An accomplice, no doubt. It's not easy being alone and old and rich. But Julia, that sort of thing doesn't happen. Belle must be imagining things. I'll be back shortly with Act 2.
8 minutes before 11 in Chicago, 61 degrees.
Let's return to the apartment of Belle Richwood, where, so she says, her late sister has spent the day, along with some other questionable companions. Her nephew Charles is with her now, and it seems as though the visitors have left.
Belle, look. There's no one in this chair.
I know. They're not here now.
And this is where you saw Julia, in this chair?
Yes. Yes, and I'm so worried. Where can she be?
Aunt Belle, you know Julia passed away. Julia is dead.
Yes, I know. I feel so terrible about Julia. Do you think we should call the police?
No, they couldn't help.
But they could look for her. I remember one time in the city she wandered away.
Aunt Belle, stop it.
Charles.
We cannot look for Julia because Julia is dead.
I know. Julia's dead.
Then stop saying you saw her in the apartment.
It's all right, Charles. I won't mention Julia again. But I do wish you'd do something about the other two.
The other two?
I told you before. The man who comes in here, and now the woman.
Oh, yes, those.
I simply don't understand how they're getting in.
Doesn't it stand to reason that you're imagining there's a man and woman here?
Charles, I know real people when I see them.
Have you ever touched them?
Oh, heavens, no.
But that might convince you.
Oh, why should I have to touch them? I know they're here.
But they never speak, isn't that right?
Oh, yes, that's true. They don't talk.
Aunt Belle, I don't know who or what they are, but there's nothing I can do about them.
Well, I can. The next time they show up, I'm calling the police.
No, I wouldn't do that, Aunt Belle. You couldn't tell them any more than you already have.
Well, they can certainly put a stop to strange people in my apartment. And another thing, I'm going to find another place to hide my money.
Well, that is a good idea.
Charles, come closer. They might be listening. Now, I want you to know where my money is, just in case. I'm going to hide that suitcase. You know, the one you saw it.
Yes.
I'm going to hide that behind the refrigerator.
Good idea.
But where should I hide the other one?
2 suitcases full of money?
And who knows if that's even all. You see why I want to keep things just as they are?
But surely, that man that's getting in with all that money
there is no man, or Julia either. She's imagining that Julia is back, and she imagines she sees those people too. They aren't there. Oh, it's just one of those things that comes with age, hardening of the arteries or something like that. It does things to the brain.
But if they're so real to her...
Yes, they are real to her. And all that money is real to me. All house when Belle...
Dies?
Yes.
As long as no one else knows the money's there.
No one does.
Then you'd better make sure she doesn't talk to anyone.
Like whom? I'm the only person she ever sees.
She wanted to call the police about Julia.
Don't worry. I see her every night now. I'll keep her under control. Hi, Aunt Belle.
Oh, Charles, I'm so glad you came by tonight. I know how those people are getting in.
You do?
Yes, through here. They're coming right through this door.
Aunt Belle, that's a closet. It's the clothes closet.
Oh, that explains where they live, then. They always come through this door. In fact, that woman came in today, and nice as you please, she picked up my coat and put it on. I could have smacked her face.
Maybe you should have, Aunt Belle.
Well, I couldn't bring myself to do that.
But you would have found out that woman doesn't exist. She's just in your imagination.
Oh, yes? Well, I'm not imagining. Missing $100.
What?
I had the rent money all counted out. It was in an envelope on the kitchen table, and now it's gone. I reported it to the police.
Aunt Belle, you didn't.
Well, of course. Why shouldn't I?
Because you probably misplaced the money and think it's gone. What do the police say?
Well, that nice young officer who came the other time said they'd send out a search for that woman. She's the one, I know.
Belle, I don't think you ought to keep so much money around.
Well, I had thought of putting it in the bank.
I was thinking maybe you ought to let me take care of it for you. I mean, with one case behind the refrigerator.
Shh. They'll hear you. Don't let them know where it is.
Oh. Yes, you're right, Aunt Belle.
Is anybody watching? No.
No.
Oh, good. Oh, come on. We're going to move the suitcases. Now, you get the one behind the refrigerator, and I'll get the one under the sink.
How did you ever get it back here? I can hardly... There it is.
I'm simply going to put them in the bathroom and keep an eye on them. They say if you really want to hide something, keep it out in the open where no one would think of looking for it.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Well, come on. Bring that case in here to the bathroom.
Right away, Aunt Belle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she won't miss it.
Charles, bring the case in here.
Okay, Aunt Belle, I'm coming. Here you are.
Oh, put it there in the tub next to the other one. No one's going to look for my money there. Now, how about a nice glass of wine?
Good boy, Charlie. Now you're using your head.
She'll never miss it. But if she does, we know who to blame it on.
A bunch of people who don't even exist.
The only thing that worries me...
What?
They exist for her. They're real to her.
Well, so what? She count her money every day?
She probably will now.
Like you said, Charlie, you're her next of kin. The money's ours anyway when she dies. We're just taking a little advance. I ordered that bracelet I've been wanting at Wilson's Jewelers.
But if she finds any more missing, she might go to the police.
Well, then, why don't you get there before she does?
Oh, hello, Miss Richwood.
Oh, Mr. Geller, I'm sorry to bother you.
That's what superintendents are for, Miss Richwood. And you don't bother me a tenth as much as some of the other people in this building.
Mr. Geller, I wonder if you'd mind coming upstairs and getting rid of those people. I can't seem to make them leave this time.
People? What people?
Why, all those people in my apartment.
Oh, sure. I'll throw them out. Come on.
I really hate to bother you, but my nephew's at work, and I'm afraid to call the police again.
I don't want strange people in my building, much less in one of the apartments. Don't worry. I'll get them out.
Where did they all go?
You're sure there were people here, Miss Richwood?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm not crazy yet. There was that man and woman who always come in, and 2 little girls.
Well, we didn't pass them on the stairs, and there's no floor above this. How could they get out?
Oh, but now my sister's gone, too. Oh, do you think they took her with them? Oh, this is terrible. How am I going to find Julia?
Mr. Gordon?
Yes? Oh, hello, Mr. Geller.
Mr. Gordon, this isn't my business, really, but I don't think your aunt ought to be living alone.
What happened?
She called me up today to throw some people out of her apartment.
And there wasn't anybody there.
That's right. And then she started looking for her sister.
Yes, she shouldn't be living alone. I'm trying to get another living arrangement for her.
I think that's a good idea. I wouldn't want her to be embarrassed, you know, by other tenants.
I know.
Just thought I'd mention it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Geller. Aunt Belle, it's me.
Oh, come in, Charles. Did I have a day?
Belle, you shouldn't have gone to the superintendent.
Well, I had to get those people out.
I suppose you did. Aunt Belle, how about a glass of wine?
Oh, of course. I have some chilling in the refrigerator.
I'll just wash up in the bathroom, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Do you want an ice cube in yours, Charles?
Sure, fine. Now, let's see. Yeah. There they are. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
Charles, what are you doing?
I'll be right there, just drying my hands. I didn't get a chance to wash up at the shop.
Oh, well, sit down and have your wine. I've got something important to tell you.
Yes?
I've been robbed.
What?
$1,000 gone from one of my suitcases.
No.
Now, I had a feeling something was missing, and I counted all the money in that particular case. $1,000 gone.
Are you sure? Maybe you didn't count it right.
Oh, no, I counted it twice. In fact, I'm going to count it again with you here to make sure. We'll count it together, and you'll see. $7,600.
Well, that's right.
But it should be $8,000, even with that $1,000 gone.
You mean there's more missing?
Yes, 400 more. I just don't know what to do. I'm running out of hiding places. Those awful people.
Aunt Belle, why don't you let me take care of it for you?
You?
Yes, I'll keep the suitcases. They'll be safe with me. Those people are stealing from you. You can't keep all that money around anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're right, Charles. I've never done this before. But on Friday, I'm putting it all in the bank.
Oh, don't let her, Charlie. Keep things just as they are. I need another $2,000 for Wilson's Jewelers by Saturday.
I'll stall her, don't worry. Even if I have to kill the goose that lays the golden eggs.
It's not safe to have cash lying around these days, particularly when you have unscrupulous relatives. Strange how the smell of money can drive people to acts they'd never dream of committing. We'll see just how far Charles Gordon is willing to go when I return shortly with Act 3.
This is WBBM Chicago. 6 minutes past 11 in Chicago, 61 degrees.
Charles Gordon seems to have a good thing going for him. An almost unlimited supply of cash, thanks to his aunt and a few suspicious visitors. But now Belle threatens to spoil all that by putting her money in the bank. And Charles did say he was going to protect his investment.
Charlie, you wouldn't kill her.
I'll find some way to stop her from putting that money in the bank.
That's not what you said. You said kill.
So I said kill. I didn't mean it. Now get off my back.
Look, Charlie, I want that money as much as you do.
Just let me handle it, will you? And shut up.
What are you doing?
Protecting our investment. Hello, Mr. Geller. This is Mr. Gordon. Miss Richwood's nephew? I'm fine, thanks. I hate to bother you, but I wonder if you'd mind running upstairs and seeing if my aunt is okay. She doesn't answer the phone. No, and she wouldn't be in bed at this hour. Thanks, I'll wait.
Charlie, you've got something going I don't like. That was an outright lie.
A white lie. I want him on my side.
What do you mean, your side?
I've been thinking about this a long time. Now, just leave it to me. Yes. Oh, yes, thanks, Mr. Geller. Was her door bolted with a chain? Good. Well, thanks again. I wanted to be sure she was okay. She wasn't feeling too well when I left her tonight. Thanks again. Goodbye.
Okay, Charlie. I won't ask any more.
Stop worrying, Linda. Tomorrow I'm going to see Aunt Belle and persuade her not to put her money in the bank. It's as simple as that.
Oh, I thought you weren't coming by tonight.
I just wanted to drop in and talk.
Well, Charles, what are you up to?
What do you mean?
Why did you have the superintendent come up and check on me last night?
I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
I was all right, and you knew it. Charles, I know you took the money. The money you said they must have taken.
Aunt Belle, I didn't take your money. Why do you think I did?
They told me.
The little man who wasn't there and his girlfriend?
They saw you take it, and they told me.
Aunt Belle, I can't reason with you. I can't argue with hallucinations. You just think what you want.
Well, I'm getting all the money into the bank, where it will be safe from you.
Brother.
Charles, I'll give you a chance to give it back before I go to the police.
The police?
Well, of course. You stole from me, and I have witnesses.
Such as they are. Anyway, you'll have your money safe in the bank soon, won't you?
You bet I will.
Yes, well, I have to be getting home. You want me to drive you to the bank on Friday?
I'll get a cab, thank you.
I'm sorry you feel this way, Aunt Belle.
You should have thought of that before you took the money.
Aunt Belle, you'll be sure to lock the door behind me.
I always do.
And particularly the chain bolt. That's very important.
I know that.
I'll call you tomorrow.
All right. I'll be waiting for you to return the money.
I'll be sure and put the chain bolt on.
I will. Good night, Charles.
Aunt Belle, it's me. I forgot something.
What?
Open the door, but keep the chain on. I just want to tell you something. Don't take the chain off.
What do you want?
Pleasant dreams, you old witch.
Well, did you persuade her?
She won't be putting her money in the bank. She changed her mind.
How come?
Well, I made her see there wasn't anything to worry about. I finally convinced her the people she was seeing were in her imagination.
Then you didn't...
Didn't what?
Hurt her.
Linda, what do you think I am? Would I hurt a frightened old woman, much less my own aunt?
I just can't help thinking what you said about the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Oh, come on, Linda. Belle's all right. You want me to prove it to you? Call her?
No. No, Charlie, I'll take your word.
Oh, I want to prove it to you. You think I've turned into an ogre or something? Just over a few lousy bucks?
I didn't mean that, Charlie.
Well, I'll show you. Hello, Aunt Belle. Everything all right? Well, Linda and I were just talking about you, and we wanted to be sure everything was okay. Good. Good to see you tomorrow night, Aunt Belle. She's fine.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gordon. Oh, Anything wrong?
I don't know. My aunt doesn't answer the door. Could you come up and open it with your key? I'm worried.
Oh, sure, Mr. Gordon.
Now, she might be asleep, but she hasn't been feeling too well lately, and I'm a little concerned.
Well, like I said before, a lady like your aunt shouldn't be living alone.
Yes, I know. I've got to do something about her.
She's got the chain on.
Aunt Belle?
Mr. Gordon, look. She's on the floor, right by the door.
We'll have to break it in.
Let's go.
Aunt Belle.
I think she's dead, Mr. Gordon.
She is.
Look at her head. She must have hit this table.
We never should have left her alone last night. She was feeling weak.
I'd better call the police.
Yes, please.
I'll go downstairs and call them. I'm sure sorry, Mr. Gordon.
Yes, hurry, please. Well, dear Aunt Belle, I'm sorry, too. Sorry I didn't do this sooner. It's all you deserve for the trouble you've given me for months. Now, I'm going to get what I deserve. I'll try under the bed first. Yeah, not there. Empty. You clever old bird. I bet you would think of that. Back under the sink. And the other must be behind the refrigerator. Where I'd never think of looking for them, huh? Aunt Belle?
Mr. Gordon, the police are on the way.
Thanks.
They said not to touch anything.
No, we mustn't touch anything.
That hit on the head must have done it. Poor Olga.
Yes, I wish I'd moved her out sooner to a retirement home.
Oh, looks like she was planning to go somewhere with those suitcases ready.
Oh, those. Oh, she always had her memoirs out to look at. They're full of old photos, school programs. She's shown them to me 100 times.
That's all they've got at this age, memories.
Yes. Well, I'm going to take these along with me. They're really all that's left of Aunt Belle. And I'll give the furniture to some charity.
Oh, say. My brother just got married, and he sure could use it. Police!
Oh, come in, officer.
You're Mr. Charles Gordon?
Yes.
Any idea how it happened?
She must have fallen. She was alone. She was just like this when we found her.
Well, it happens a lot with older people. Oh, bad bruise on the head.
We think she hit that table when she fell.
Huh? That looks like the answer. I'll call in. They'll send an ambulance. There'll have to be an autopsy. Oh, and I'll need a statement from both of you.
The door was chained from the inside. It had to be an accident.
But I didn't say it wasn't. I only said I'd have to get a statement.
She's at peace now.
Charlie, I feel nervous about all that money back at the house.
Why? No one knows it's there. No one knew she had anything. And little by little, I'm going to bank it, invest it, slowly, so nobody gets suspicious.
I'm still nervous about $90,000 in the fireplace chimney.
Oh, come on, Linda, I'll take you home. I'm going to Belle's apartment and pack up her personal things.
Okay. But don't be all afternoon. I don't like being alone with all that money.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gordon.
I've come to start clearing my aunt's things, Mr. Geller. Would you let me in, please?
Oh, sure, Mr. Gordon. I'm sure sorry about your aunt. When's the funeral?
We had it this morning. There wasn't anyone but my wife and me.
Too bad old people have to live alone. If you need any help, I'll be glad to do anything.
Thank you. I'm just going to pack her personal things.
Well, all right. Call if you need anything.
Thank you. Now, let's see. I'll start with the bedroom. No use saving any of this stuff. Get it into the cartons and out to the dump. Oh, Linda might want these blankets, though. Ah, poor Aunt Belle. 2 torn slips in an empty drawer. I'll have to... What was that? Someone there? Is that you, Mr. Geller? No, that must have been the people upstairs. Completely empty. I never realized Aunt Belle was... There is someone out there. There's no one here. I'm letting my imagination get me. It is kind of spooky in here, all alone. Oh, poor old thing, what she must have gone through, alone all the time. No wonder she started seeing things. I'll get all the stuff from the bedroom and... That was something. Who's there? Answer me, who's there? I heard you. I know there's someone here. I heard you. Now, where are you? Why don't you answer me, damn it? Hello? Hello?
Oh, Charles, thank God you answered.
Linda.
Charles, come home quickly right now.
Linda, what's the matter?
It's this man in the living room.
What man?
I don't know who he is. He just sits there on the couch, smiling at me. He won't leave and he won't answer me. He won't say a word.
Good Lord.
Oh, Charles, I'm scared. Come home now, please. Charles!
Funny how word gets around when there's money hidden somewhere. It looks as though Charles is in for some strange company of his own. But then, that sort of thing doesn't happen. Linda must be imagining things. I'll be back shortly. The imagination is a curious thing. It can haunt us, help us, even hurt those who cross the line between imagination and reality. Imagination, the stuff of which dreams and radio mystery theater plays are made. We hope we've teased yours with tonight's story, and hope you'll be back for more. Our cast included Bryna Raeburn, Laurie March, George Petrie, and Gilbert Mack. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
There are no such things as ghosts. I'm just imagining things. But I see you. I see you. No, don't hurt me. Whatever you are, please, stay away from me. You want me to leave the house? I will. If that's what you want, I'll go right down the stairs, walk out of the house, and never come back. Is that what you want? Please. No! Don't touch me! Let me out!
Suicide. That's what all the papers say, Mr. Garth. But we know better. It's ghosts. That house is haunted.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the sounds of suspense. Justice, the noblest creation and the highest ideal of man. The foundation of all religion and the cornerstone of every law. Justice, the birthright of every human being on the face of the earth. Justice, we're brought up to believe in it, to expect it. But what about those people who suddenly discover that for them, there isn't any justice?
You just don't go around killing people, Eddie. But there are people who have to be killed. The war's over. It's been over for a long time.
No, it isn't. Not for me.
Eddie, you're home now. Don't you understand? What could we tell the police?
The truth. We have no evidence. That's why we have to hunt them down and kill them ourselves, so that justice can be done. We can only have justice through the law.
Okay. Tell me. Will the law give us justice?
I just told you we have no evidence.
Okay. No justice from the law. So where and to whom do we go for justice, huh? Tell me that. Does that mean there isn't going to be any justice?
Our mystery drama, Only the Dead, remember, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dann and stars Tony Roberts and Mandel Kramer. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One. For a long time, ever since he came home from one of our wars, Eddie Benson has been looking for someone. Those vital years of his life that might have been invested in a career, devoted to a family, have instead been devoured by an all-consuming search as Eddie Benson roamed the length and breadth of America, supporting himself by his nimble and sensitive fingers, playing the piano, in grimy saloons, in sophisticated night spots, but always looking, always listening, ever alert for a clue that could lead to his quarry. Well, now, tonight, suddenly the manhunt will come to an end in a cocktail lounge in a northwestern city just a few minutes before midnight. Odd how a search so intense could be climaxed by a discovery so casual. How so serious and deadly a crusade can be capped with a laugh. That laugh. Eddie Benson hasn't heard that laugh in years. That laugh. He would recognize it anywhere. It could only belong to one person. And now Eddie's fingers slide softly and swiftly over the keyboard and find a melody. A pretty little melody that has a special meaning for certain people. Especially for that comfortable-looking man at the corner table. The man with that laugh.
So I said to her, my dear, if I were to get married again, it'd be the triumph of hope over experience.
Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson. That's a good one, all right. Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Jackson?
The matter?
Are you okay? You got a funny look on your face all of a sudden.
Hey, Millie.
You didn't get sick or something.
Who's that? Who's that playing the piano tonight?
Oh, there's some guy filling in for Woody. You know him?
No. For a minute, though, I thought he may look familiar. That's just my imagination. Millie?
What is it, Mr. Jackson?
Ask him if he'll,
You got a request, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, I have.
Ask him to quit playing that song.
You don't like it? It's kind of a catchy tune.
Just give him this. Tell him to play something else.
Eddie.
You've got a request.
Request in reverse. Customer says to take this $10 and quit playing what you're playing now.
What's his character's name?
Jackson. R.J. Jackson.
I see. R.J. Jackson. Does he, live around here?
No, up on the hill. All kinds of money.
Figures.
Huh?
It's funny, Millie. How it ends. Where it ends. There were times I thought it would never end. All these years. It kind of took over, you know. It became a way of life.
Look, I wish I knew what you were talking about.
No, you don't, Millie. I think I'll split.
You mean walk out? You can't just walk out on
How'd you like to make $10?
All depends.
You keep the 10 spot, and as soon as I'm out of here, you go up to him, good old R.J. Jackson, see, and you say to him, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
You're kidding.
Say it. You're $10 ahead.
Yeah, but you can't just quit in the middle of playing.
Remember the chickens, Millie. See you around.
Yeah. Oh, boy. The more I get to know musicians. Now, how'd that go? Mother Hennessy's chickens. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, the piano player, he wanted me to tell you something.
Yeah? I bet it's thanks. That's the easiest $10 he ever made.
Well, what he wanted to tell you was...
Yep. Well...
Well, he said, let's see, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
What's that?
I'm sure that's what he said. Mother Hennessy's chickens are...
No.
Mr. Jackson. Hey, somebody, give me a hand, quick, he's fainted.
Oh, go away. All right. I'm up. Yeah. Hello?
Tom Wilson?
Yeah, that's Tom Wilson. You know what time it is? It happens to
I got a message for you, Tom. Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
What? What did you say? Who is this? Hello?
Hello?
Is Bill Traynor at home?
No, but I expect him. Who's calling?
Is this his wife?
Yes, I'm Liz Traynor.
Will you take a message?
Well, of course.
Tell him Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
Yes?
That's all.
You're joking. Hello? Oh, well.
Hi, darling.
Oh, Bill. You just missed a phone call?
Oh, never mind that. What'd the doctor say?
Oh, things are just fine. You'll be born on schedule.
You mean you won't take it, girl?
Darling, I'll take whatever we can get.
I can't believe it, honey. After all this time, everything is going our way. Tom worked out the contract.
Oh, Bill. Oh, I'm so happy.
We're going to be rich, honey. We're going to own a business, and we're going to be parents. What were you saying about a phone call?
Oh, well, a man just called. Very mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
He said to tell you that, let me see, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
He said what?
Well, that's what he said. And he hung up. Can it mean anything?
Oh, no, nothing at all. Just forget it.
What about dinner? Bill, dinner?
Did the man say anything else?
Bill, you're so pale.
Honey, believe me, this is really nothing that should concern you.
The key is the name Hennessy.
Where should we go to dinner?
Darling, you're trying to distract me. Hennessy, we don't know any Hennessy.
Oh, look, honey, I've just been going at a very fast pace, and...
Hennessy's chickens. That combination is familiar.
Darling, I'm really very hungry.
I got it. Oh, I've got it. Your old army outfit is holding a reunion.
What do you know about my old army outfit?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all, except you and Tom Wilson were in it together. You were in Korea. You were prisoners, and you refused to talk about it, even to me.
Why do you say we're having a reunion?
Hennessy. But last year when we moved into this house, I was putting a lot of your old stuff away. There was an army picture of you and Tom Wilson. Oh, you must have been all of 18, and 2 other young soldiers. And in the middle, an older man, a sergeant. And underneath it, you had written, Mother Hennessy's Chickens. It just clicked in my mind. That sergeant, that older man.
He was all of 26.
Well, his name was Hennessy, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he looked after all of you like a mother hen.
Yes.
And now you're having a reunion. Oh, Bill, what a wonderful person that Sergeant Hennessy. I want to meet him.
No, you can't.
Why?
He's dead.
Oh. Was he killed in the war?
In the prison camp.
Bill, that music, that piano. Don't you hear it? It's coming from the living room. Someone's playing the piano. I didn't hear anyone ring the bell. Let's go see.
No.
But someone's in the apartment.
Liz, stay here.
Bill.
I want you to stay in the bedroom.
Yes, but why?
Liz, in all the years we've been married, I never asked you to do anything just because I said so. But I'm asking you now, please.
All right, Bill.
Just for a while. Hello, Eddie.
Front door was open. I just walked in.
Well, you're welcome, Eddie. Been a long time.
Lifetime. Nice layout.
Yeah. I've done well.
I'm sure you deserve it.
I went to school on the GI Bill, became an engineer.
I always said you had the stuff, Billy.
I'm going to own a good-sized electronics company.
That's nice.
Our old buddy Tom Wilson, remember him?
Who could ever forget Tom?
Well, he's drawing up the contract. He became a lawyer. What about yourself, Eddie?
Me?
Yeah, a fellow with your talent, the way you could write songs like this one for Hennessy. We all figured we'd hear you doing Broadway musicals, coming up with top hits.
Well, I've been too busy.
Doing what?
Looking for somebody. Looking for an old friend of ours.
Bill, I had a phone call. The craziest phone call.
Hello, Tommy.
Eddie. Hey, Eddie Benson. It could only have been you. Where you been hiding?
Tom? Billy? I got the greatest news in the world. I found him. I finally found him.
You finally found who?
The needle in the haystack. 1 grain of sand on the beach. It was such a long time. It was such a long search.
Eddie, who did you find?
Who do you think? Myers.
Myers? R.J. Myers?
He doesn't call himself Myers anymore, but it's still R.J. Robert Joseph. Or, as Hennessy said, our own little Bobby Joe.
Well, that's incredible.
Except he's not so little anymore. He's a very portly gentleman these days.
You say you found him?
I found him.
What did you say to him, Eddie?
Nothing.
Well, how could you just say nothing?
Tom, you, Billy, and I, we've got nothing to say to Bobby Joe. I just made sure of where we could find him, and I came here to pick up you 2 guys.
Eddie.
I have a .45. What do you guys want to use?
Eddie, what are you saying?
I'm saying if we leave now, we can fly to where he is in less than 3 hours and kill him before midnight.
Kill. Into the pleasant, well-ordered, comfortable world of Bill Traynor and Tom Wilson, there suddenly intrudes a strange, terrifying, and ugly word. It's not a word of this world. It's a word that belongs to another world, a world of pain and horror, a world that they thought was dead and gone. We'll continue in that world when I return shortly with Act Two. When they were 19 years old, Eddie Benson, Bill Traynor, and Tom Wilson suffered and starved and froze in a prison camp in North Korea. Now it's a lifetime later, and to Tom and Bill, Korea is barely a dream. But Eddie Benson is still stuck deep in the nightmare, still determined to carry out a deadly promise they made to each other long ago.
I thought you two guys would be glad to see me. Now we can keep our promise.
What promise?
Tom, you're kidding, aren't you? Bill, you remember the promise the three of us made? Well, do you?
Yes.
It was more than a promise.
Eddie.
It was an oath.
Look, Eddie.
No, you look, Tom. You look back at a mound of dirt in that prison camp in Korea. You look back and see three guys, we three guys, were kneeling next to that mound of dirt because it's Hennessy's grave. Look back and hear us. Hear us swear never to rest, never to stop, never to know a moment's peace until we kill Robert Joseph Myers.
Eddie, how could we just kill him?
How? Simple. Blow his brains out.
You live in another world, whether you realize it or not. Now, you just don't go around killing people.
That there are people who have to be killed, Tom.
You're not in combat. The war's over.
Not yet.
Eddie, you're home. There's the law. Now, what do you tell the police?
The truth.
What's the truth?
You know the truth as well as I do, Tom. Myers turned rat in Korea. He gave away our escape plan, and he got Hennessy killed for it.
But can you be sure it was Myers?
We know it was Myers. We knew, didn't we? Bill.
I guess we did. All right, tell me this. If we were so sure, why didn't we denounce him 6 months later after we were freed?
Why? You know why, Tom. You were the law student. You said don't denounce him.
I said?
You said. We had no hard evidence. A smart defense lawyer could get him acquitted at a court-martial. That's what you said.
All I said was I wished we had more evidence.
You said we would have to get Myers by ourselves. That's what you said. We would find him, kill him, and announce it to the whole world. And that's what we swore we would do. Do you remember, Bill?
I remember.
Tom?
All right, Eddie, all right. But that was a long time ago.
That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
No, but it means it happened in another time, in another place, under different rules.
In other words, you're not willing to do it.
I can't do it. I'm an attorney, a member of the bar. I simply cannot be an accessory to a felony.
Okay. Bill, what's your excuse?
I'm not aware that I need an excuse.
I spent my life looking for Bobby Joe so that justice could be done.
Eddie, we can only have justice through the law.
Okay. Tell me then. Will the law give us justice?
We have no evidence.
Okay. No justice from the law, then. Tell me. In that case, where and to whom can we go for justice? Well, does your silence mean there isn't going to be any justice?
Eddie.
Eddie what? Hennessy saved the lives of each of us more times than we can count. If it weren't for him, none of us would be around today. He was betrayed. He was murdered because of Robert Joseph Myers. Now, is that going to be the end of it?
Eddie, there are certain realities.
I know what you think, Tom. Bill, I want to hear you say something.
I wish I knew what to say. You've got nothing to lose, Eddie.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? I'm just Crazy Eddie, the piano player. You guys, pillars of the community. Rich, respectable, gutless. Well, I'll do it alone.
Eddie, there must be another way out of this.
Tell me about it.
Look, I don't want him to go unpunished either. But Eddie,
Eddie, what's wrong? Eddie?
I don't know.
Hey, Eddie.
Get me a drink of water.
Tom, hold on, or he's going to pass out.
Let him sleep.
What's the matter with him, Doctor?
Well, I'd say this man's been living on his nerves for a long, long time.
Well, what can we do for him?
Let him sleep. For a week, if you can. And whatever you do, see that nothing excites him.
I'm afraid that's going to be difficult.
Why?
Oh, it's a long story.
He needs rest. Needs calm. Call me tomorrow.
Yes, Doctor.
Bill?
Try to get some sleep, Eddie.
I feel so tired. I'll just rest a while, okay?
Sure.
I never felt so tired, except when we were in Korea. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember how Hennessy would keep us awake while we were on guard?
Sure.
You were his favorite.
Oh, he didn't play favorites.
He liked you more than the rest of us because you were the best soldier.
Eddie, try to get some sleep.
I don't care about Tom, but you, especially you have to help me kill Myers.
Eddie, you need your sleep.
Yeah. I'll sleep a little, and then when I feel stronger, we'll go get him. You have to help me, Bill. After all, if it weren't for you... If it weren't for you...
If it weren't for me, what, Eddie? Eddie?
Help me, Sergeant. Sergeant Hennessy, get me out of here. Hennessy, help me. Please, don't leave me alone.
Bill.
I'm sorry. I was having a nightmare.
Darling, look, you just can't keep torturing yourself.
Oh, Liz, what am I going to do?
It'll be all right.
No, Liz, whatever I do, it won't be all right. It won't.
Oh, surely you just can't...
Just can't what?
I better not say any more.
Why did Eddie have to show up now?
Darling, what are you going to do?
I don't know. But I just can't go and kill Myers. It would be throwing away my whole life. Yours as well. Liz, please help me.
I can't help you. No one can help you.
It's all set. We have the closing tomorrow. You'll own a factory, Bill, my friend.
Yeah.
Is Eddie better?
Yeah. He's sitting up now, getting an appetite. In a couple of days, the doctor says he can be out of bed.
You know what we have to do, don't you? We have to get word to Myers somehow. I don't like this any more than you do, but we have to warn him to keep out of sight for a while.
I suppose.
Has he told you where Myers is living?
No. He won't even tell me what name Myers is using.
Why?
I don't think he trusts us, Tom. He thinks we betrayed him and Hennessy.
Bill.
Look, Tom, what's the use? In a sense, we have betrayed Hennessy. We've even betrayed ourselves.
It's all part of what you have to do to live. Now, we must find out where Myers is.
Eddie won't tell me.
He might tell me. I'll get it out of him somehow. We'll save him yet, in spite of himself.
Freezing. It's so cold. So cold.
Bill, darling, you're having a bad dream.
What?
Wake up.
Can we build a fire? Why won't they let us build a fire?
Bill!
A fire.
Bill, please.
Why can't they let us have a fire?
Bill.
Eddie?
Yes.
Eddie?
We gotta break out of here tomorrow night. Hennessy said to tell you.
We won't have a chance. We better not.
We'll die if we stay here, Tom.
He's right, Tom.
You guys know where we have to meet?
Yeah, Tom and I know. Did you tell Myers?
No.
Why not?
Myers isn't going.
Why not?
Shut up, Bill. You can't tell who's around.
Hennessy says Myers can't cut it.
But he's one of us. We can't leave him here.
Hennessy says we can't take a chance on him.
No.
No what?
Without Hennessy and us around to protect him, he'll die here. I'm going to talk to Hennessy. I'll convince him. I'll convince Hennessy that we have got to take Myers. I'll convince him.
Bill, wake up. Darling, you're dreaming again.
What? Yeah. Oh.
Bill, are you all right?
Yeah. I'm all right. Only sometimes I don't know which is the dream. This or Korea. Hi, darling.
Oh, hello, Bill. Tom's here.
Oh?
Yeah, he's inside talking to Eddie.
Yeah, I've got something to say to Eddie, too. Look, I almost forgot. You saw the doctor today. Is there anything?
Oh, everything's just fine.
Oh, Liz, this should be the happiest part of my life.
I know, Bill.
I'll be right out. Well, how is everybody?
I want to thank you for everything, Bill.
Oh, it's nothing.
I'm leaving tonight.
Leaving? Where to?
There's a promise I have to keep.
See if you can talk him out of it, Bill. He won't listen to me. He won't tell me anything either.
I won't try to talk you out of anything, Eddie. I want to go with you.
Bill.
What for? To help me or to stop me?
I don't know. I just feel that I have to face Myers with you. And then... Well, right now, I don't know.
Fellas, if this is the way the conversation is going, I have to leave. I can't be part of what happens.
Well, Eddie, where are we going?
I'll tell you when we get there.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
Are you going to try to save him?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're in this because you tried to save him the last time, you remember?
Yes, I remember. When are we leaving?
Tonight.
All right, I'll go pack.
You don't need much. Just a toothbrush, a razor, and a revolver.
The decisions have been made. Or have they? Tom stays, Bill goes. But what is it that Bill will do when he faces Myers? Right now, his emotions are those of a 19-year-old. But how long can those emotions sustain a man who is close to 40? We'll know when I return shortly with Act 3.
The WBBM News Time, 7 minutes after 11 o'clock.
Many of us spend our lives searching for the truth. But what is the truth? When are we closest to the basic essence of our existence? Is it when we have the experience and wisdom of age, or the fire and idealism of youth? We keep asking, what is the truth? The answer is, each man must find his own truth.
Liz, Eddie's gone.
Yes, I know.
You know?
Well, I went into his room to see if he was up to having dinner, and he wasn't there.
But I was supposed to go with him.
I know that, too.
How did you know? I didn't tell you.
Oh, darling, you didn't have to tell me.
Well, then how?
I have faith in you, Bill. I have faith that in the end you will do what's right.
Looks as if I'm not going to do anything with Eddie gone.
Do you really want to find him?
But how? How could I even begin to look?
I know where he went.
You know? How do you know?
Well, while he was sick, I sent his clothes to the cleaners, and in his pocket there was an airline return ticket.
A ticket to where?
Now, look, Bill, I won't tell you unless you take me with you.
Honey, you can't go in your condition.
Bill, we have to do this together.
But it might be dangerous.
You're wasting our time, Bill. We should be getting the next plane for Central City.
Oh, boy, I didn't realize how hungry I was.
Well, we missed dinner last night.
Now, tell me something. How do we find Eddie in a city this size?
Where's the waitress? Oh, miss. Oh, could you bring us the morning paper, please?
How's the paper going to help us?
Well, the paper would carry ads for the night spots where he might have worked.
Hey, it's right. If he found Myers, it would probably be in a bar or a club.
Yes. Oh, thank you, miss.
All right, darling, you go through the ads, Sal. Just sit and finish this coffee. Mm-hmm. Then I'll start looking for Eddie.
Well, I intend to go with you.
Oh, no. No, you don't. It's miserable out. It's snowy. Now, you stay in the hotel. I can find him.
Bill. Oh, Bill, we won't find Eddie.
What do you mean?
Look at what it says. Here in the paper.
Let's see.
Yeah. Eddie is dead.
What? Musician found shot to death. Police puzzled by mysterious murder. Body discovered in hotel room. No apparent motive. Eddie dead? How can he be? Only yesterday.
Well, do the police have anything to go on?
No, it says here no leads, no clues. Liz, it had to happen last night. Someone was waiting for him. It has to be Myers.
Well, look, we'd better tell the police.
But Eddie said that's not the name Myers is using. We don't know who he is. Liz, Bill. Tom, what are you doing here? I just got in. I checked the hotels and ran you down. Then you know. Yeah, I saw it in the paper. That's why I flew out here.
But, Tom.
What?
How could you...
Liz, what is it?
Nothing.
Poor Eddie. You know what this means? We're both in trouble now, you and I. Why? Well, it's obvious Myers knew Eddie was after him, so he killed him. Tom, we have no choice. We have got to find Myers. But while we don't know who he is, he knows who we are. In this big city, who is Myers? He could kill us from ambush and get away with it.
Oh, Bill.
Of course, there's one thing we could do. Yes? Call it off. How? Take the next plane out of here. That would be our way of telling Myers it's all over. Is that what you want to do? I'm not saying it's what I want to do. I'm listing our options. I think we have to find Myers, Tom. This time we can turn him over to justice. Oh, it's funny the way it worked out. Eddie had to die so that justice could settle accounts with Myers. We have to find him first. All right, we'll try all the music places. Liz, you stay here and stick close to the phones. If either of us gets a lead, we'll be in touch.
Not yet.
Well, let's hope we get lucky.
Bill, something bothers me. It must be my imagination again.
Why? What is it?
I don't know, but it has something to do with Tom.
What?
I can't put my finger on it. Just something that doesn't sound right.
For what, honey? What could be wrong about Tom?
Bill, now I know.
Wait a minute, darling. I'll call you later.
But Bill!
Miss?
Oh, yes, sir. Care to order?
That tune. Would you ask the piano player where he learned it?
He learned it from me. I hum it all the time. You know, he says to me, "Hey, Millie, I like that." Now he plays it all the time.
I knew the man who wrote it. Eddie Benson.
Oh, you knew Eddie?
Sure, we were good friends.
Oh, it's a shame what happened to him. He was, I don't know, somebody once told me a word. Mercurial. Yeah, he was a mercurial character.
That he was.
A guy like him. Oh, he got a lot of people sore at him. Well, at least he left a pretty tune to remember him by. I just can't get it out of my head. Everybody loves it. Well, almost everybody. I know one character who didn't.
That so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, it was Eddie's last night on the job. He was playing the tune. And then this guy who comes in here all the time, this guy wanted to give him $10 just to quit playing it.
You're kidding.
No, it's a fact.
Do you know the guy?
Oh, sure. He's a regular. Oh, he hasn't been in lately. Yeah. One thing I got to say about old R.J. Jackson, he's got a tin ear.
R.J. Jackson. Tell me more about him.
Hello?
Liz, I found him.
How?
I'll tell you later. His name is R.J. Jackson. He has a place out in the country, up in the mountains. I'm going there now.
Oh, Bill.
As soon as Tom checks in with you, tell him to take Route 603 to Mountain Lane. Turn right and go up the hill as far as he can. That's the place.
But, Bill, there's so much snow.
They keep the roads clear up there.
Bill, I must tell you. I know what bothers me about
Liz,
Tom.
I want to get started.
Look, how did Tom know to come to Central City? We didn't tell him where we were going.
He said he read about Eddie in the morning papers.
Yes, but Tom was already in Central City early this morning. How did he get
Darling,
here?
you're talking about Tom. No, I'm sure he... Look, honey, I have got to be on my way. Hi, Tom. Glad you made it.
Yeah. I guess this is as far as the car can take us. It's that house on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
I think we should have sent the police.
How? Once again, we don't have the evidence?
Then what are we going up there for? To kill him ourselves?
No. I think we can get a confession out of him.
Oh, sure.
Now, look, he's human. He's got a guilty conscience. He'll break down. He has to. Now, come on. Boy, looks like Korea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Miles and miles of nothing. You could just sink into the snow. It could just be the end of everything.
That's far enough.
What?
Stay where you are.
Look in the doorway. It's Myers. Got a rifle.
You're trespassing. Now get out of here, or I'll shoot.
You wouldn't shoot us, Myers.
My name isn't Myers. Now get out of here.
We have to talk with you, R.J. We're coming up.
I'm warning you.
Come on, R.J. You can't get away with it. Look out! The ground. Stay low, Tom. There's a line of trees leading up to the house. We'll work our way in.
Earl, this guy can kill both of us.
I don't think he wants to.
Are you crazy? This is the man who just killed Eddie last night.
Right now, he's scared. Come on. Head for those trees.
Keep away! Keep away!
We'll try for that stone fence. Tom, what? Put your gun away.
I'm not going to let him pick me off. He'll show himself in the doorway when he wants to shoot again.
Don't. He's only trying to scare us off.
I see him.
Don't, Tom. Don't.
I got him. I got him. Look. He's on the ground.
Hurry up. Come on. R.J.
Don't kill me. Don't shoot again. Get me a doctor.
You'll get a doctor. But first, we'll get a confession. You sold us out in the prison camp. Confess.
No, I didn't tell.
Let him alone. He'll confess later. Let's bring him inside.
No, he'll confess now. And when Eddie Benson found you, you shot him.
No, I didn't.
And who did?
I'm hurt bad. Get me to a doctor. Bill, you were always a good guy. Help me.
R.J., it was a long time ago. The world's forgotten. I don't even think you could be brought to trial for it. It's just among the three of us. Now, I want you to confess.
I didn't do it. Honest, I didn't do it.
You did, because you didn't show up. You stayed behind. You told the guard.
No.
What did they give you? Did you have to kill Eddie, too?
I didn't kill anybody.
Yes, you did. We can get the waitress to testify. She'll tell how you saw Eddie in the lounge, how you passed out.
Well, sure, I was scared. Because you guys always thought it was me. But it could have been anybody. You, Tom.
What?
Or you, Bill. Or even Eddie himself.
Let's drag him down to my car and bring him in.
Tom.
Now, please. Haven't I suffered enough?
No, it's not enough.
Tom, how did you know about the waitress? Huh? How did you know about the waitress?
Well, you told me.
No, I didn't tell you anything about the waitress. I just left a message for you to meet me here.
Well, you must have said something about it to Liz.
But I didn't.
Well, then, how would I know?
How? Because Eddie told you.
Eddie? Why would Eddie tell me?
You said you could get it out of him. Did you tell him that I would never help him, but that you would? Is that how you got him to trust you?
Oh, come on. Why would I want to kill Eddie?
Because of that talk we had in my house. Maybe unconsciously, both Eddie and I started to think. Why were we always convinced that R.J. was the informer? Because you were the first one to accuse him. And who said not to denounce him to the army? You did, Tom. And who said let's hunt him down ourselves? You did. Why? Because you knew it would be impossible. You knew we would settle down in a civilian life and forget it.
Well, you got it wrong.
But you didn't figure on Eddie. You didn't figure one of us would spend his whole life.
Hell, you know me.
Everywhere you turn, it's you, Tom. You with all the shrewd answers. Why did you have to kill Eddie?
Because
Because he was starting to talk just like you are. And then he figured it out. And he wanted to kill me. So I had to kill him. It was self-defense. I had to kill him. It was like it used to be. Back in combat. Kill or be killed. You were the informer. No, I informed, but I wasn't the informer. I just didn't do what Hennessy ordered. I didn't cover my tracks. That's why they found us. What did they pay you? Nothing. I wanted us to get caught. You wanted it? Why? Well, Hennessy was wrong. The only time in his life he was wrong. We could never have made it, Bill. All of us would have died in the snow. I was trying to save our lives. I tried to explain it to Hennessy. I tried, but he wouldn't listen. He would only say in that way of his, "Trust me, kid. It'll be okay." And I keep trying to explain to him. Believe me, I try. Every night for the last 20 years, I try to make him see it, but I can't find him. He's out there in the snow, and I can't find him. All right, Tom, we better go back to town. No, wait here. I'll find him. He can't have gone far. I'll find him. I'll explain why I did it. He'll forgive me. He'll understand.
Stop him,
why I did
Bill.
it.
Stop him. He'll get lost out there. He'll freeze to death.
I can't leave you, RJ. I have to get you to a doctor. We'll come back for Tom. Later.
They found Tom Wilson later. Much later. About the time of the spring thaw. The snow, the ice had preserved the final expression on his face. It was one of peace and calm. As if he had actually found Hennessy, and Hennessy had forgiven him. Well, Hennessy would. He was that kind of man. I'll be back shortly. The boy dreams. The man does. It's what we call the generation gap. And this is not the distance between parents and children. It is the unbridgeable abyss between what a man is today and what he wanted to be yesterday. But that's because you can only be young once. Something you can do more than once is listen. You can listen again and again to our Mystery Theater tales. Our cast included Tony Roberts, Mandel Kramer, George Petrie, Bryna Raeburn, and Lon Clark. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Now, what made you do a thing like that?
I couldn't help it. It just came out. We were talking, and I told him about what happened to you that night.
Nothing happened to me that night. It was just a mistake.
You fainted. There wasn't any mistake about that.
Fainted? What kind of a word is that? Old ladies faint. Me, I just conked out for a couple of minutes.
Yes, but the reason...
Never mind the reason. You still trying to tell me I'm nuts? I didn't see that guy in the elevator.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because I did see him. Understand? He was some kind of freak, that's all. And maybe somebody who had a bad accident.
But a man without a mouth... It's so incredible. I mean, how can anyone live without a mouth?
This guy was alive. I seen him.
Yes, and he scared you so much.
Would you cut that out?
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by new sugar-free diet 7-Up. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to another fearful earful. And speaking of ears, the story we are about to direct to yours concerns a different part of the facial anatomy, the mouth. Only in this case, the mouth isn't there. Now, if that sounds incredible, listen carefully to the tale of Joe Gannett, who has the great misfortune of meeting up with men without mouths. If you think you're baffled by the mystery of how men can exist without mouths to breathe with, eat with, and speak with, then imagine the plight of poor Mr. Gannett himself.
Kitty, I saw another one today. I swear I did. A man without a mouth.
Oh, Uncle Joe, you didn't.
I'm telling you, I swear it on my mother's grave. He walked into this bar, see? He sat down at the end. He looked straight at me, Kitty, so help me. And he didn't have a mouth.
Our mystery drama, Men Without Mouths, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Henry Slesar and stars Joe Silver and Patricia Elliott. It is sponsored in part by new sugar-free Diet 7-Up and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Our story begins in the heart of New York City. A heart which, as usual, beats with the rhythm of rushing traffic, the clang of construction, the clamor of commerce, and the never-ending flow of people on their way to meetings, parties, rendezvous, and other human encounters. But we're interested in only one person today. There he is, just hailing a taxi on the corner of East 63rd Street. He's a dapper figure in his blue serge suit, his white shirt, and conservative gray tie. He appears to be a man in his late 50s, well-dressed, well-tanned, and well-heeled. His name is Joe Gannett. Occupation? Retired. But retired from what? Listen.
Hey, taxi! Hey, taxi! Taxi! 530 West Side Avenue.
Right. Nice day for a change, eh?
Yeah, that's okay.
One day hot, one day cold. It's enough to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know something? You look familiar.
Yeah. I'm a movie star, Mack. I'm Raquel Welch.
No, I mean it. You really do. You ever live in Chicago?
Look, you mind we do without the conversation?
I'm from Chicago originally. Moved here about 10, 11 years ago. I could swear I knew you from some... Wait a minute. You're Joey Gannatello.
You got it wrong, mister.
Listen, you wouldn't remember me, Mr. Gannatello, but I used to drive for Turk Wilson sometimes. You remember Turk Wilson? He's in Stern now, of course. They got him on income tax evasion.
I don't know, no Turk Wilson, and my name isn't whatever you said, you understand?
Yeah, sure. I mean, no offense, mister.
Okay. No offense. And no more conversation.
Just a minute. Uncle Joe!
Kitty, well, here I am for the housewarming.
Oh, you angel.
Hey, come on, take it easy.
Oh.
You're choking me.
Couldn't believe my eyes when those things started to arrive this morning.
You like it, huh?
First the dishes, then the silver. Uncle Joe, that silver. It must have cost a fortune.
Hey, do I have to stand out here in the hall, huh? You got a new apartment. Let me in and take a look at it, huh?
Of course. Come in.
Hey.
Only don't look too hard, please.
Hey.
Everything's still in such a mess.
Hey, it looks pretty good to me.
Well, I still got to paint the bedroom, and the drapes aren't up yet, and I'm going to cover the whole wall over there with bookshelves.
Yeah.
Ira's going to build them for me.
Oh?
And don't you think it was a good idea to break through to the dining room? Makes the living room look twice as big. We'll put up some kind of divider between the two rooms.
Hey, who's this we? You got a roommate or something?
No, of course not.
Who's this Ira? A carpenter?
No, a boyfriend.
Oh, you got yourself a steady, huh?
Why do you think he's steady?
Hey, listen, the guy who's going to build your bookshelves and dividers and all that stuff.
Never mind about that. Come on and see the kitchen.
Hey, stop rushing me. Hey, how about give me a drink first?
Oh, of course. I'm just so excited.
You're not sorry now, huh?
About accepting all this?
Yeah.
Oh, how could I be sorry? My own co-op apartment? I just wish you hadn't paid all that money, Uncle Joe.
Ah, come on. You know why I did it, Kitty. I did it for your old man. This is the kind of thing Matty Russo would have done if he was alive.
No, Uncle Joe. That isn't true. My father could have never afforded anything like this.
Well, if he hadn't been so dumb about life insurance... what's the use of worrying about that now, huh? He was my best pal, and you... Well, you're like my daughter now. And if a guy can't help his daughter, then,
if you keep talking like that, Uncle Joe, you're going to have a shoulder full of wet tears.
Oh, come on, huh? Knock off that sentimental garbage. Next thing you'll be sitting in my lap, and what would Ira say about that, huh?
Uncle Joe?
Yeah?
I'd like you to meet Ira.
Oh, so I was right, huh? It's serious, huh?
I do like him. I like him very much.
Yeah, what does this Ira do? I mean, besides build bookshelves.
He's a doctor.
A doctor? Hey, nice going, kid. Your mama would have liked that.
His full name is Ira Hamill.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't just meet him. He was doing some postgraduate work at college.
Hey.
I've actually known him for almost 8 months. I told him about you, Uncle Joe.
Sure, why not? I mean, I'm the only folks you got.
I mean, I told him about your trouble.
What are you talking about, huh? Now, what made you do a thing like that?
I couldn't help it. It just came out. We were talking, and I told him about what happened to you that night.
Nothing happened to me that night. It was just a mistake.
You fainted. There wasn't any mistake about that.
Fainted? What kind of a word is that? Old ladies faint. Me, I just conked out for a couple of minutes.
Yes, but the reason...
Never mind the reason. You still trying to tell me I'm nuts? I didn't see that guy in the elevator.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because I did see him. Understand? He was some kind of freak, that's all. And maybe somebody who had a bad accident got himself sewn up.
But a man without a mouth... It's so incredible. I mean, how can anyone live without a mouth?
This guy was alive. I seen him.
Yes, and he scared you so much.
Would you cut that out? Hey, wait a minute. This boyfriend, this doctor of yours, he's not a shrink, is he?
No, he's an internist.
Good. For a minute there, I thought she was trying to make a patient out of me.
Ira doesn't have any trouble getting patients. He does very well all by himself.
Well, I guess I have to meet this terrific guy, won't I? Ask him what his intentions are.
That's exactly what my intention is. To have you two meet. Anytime you're free.
Me? I'm always free, you know that. Look, why don't you bring him over tonight, huh? To my place.
You really mean it?
Of course. I'll call that catering joint. We'll order something fancy like that beef Wellington junk, huh? Yeah, we'll open a bottle of that $60 wine, impress the pants off him. Huh?
We don't have to impress Ira.
Well, sure, why not? Let him think you're an heiress or something. A princess, maybe, huh?
Oh, you make me feel like a princess, Uncle Joe.
Okay, send that up. Look, make it 2 bottles. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so long. Where's that food? What's the matter with that catering joint? I told him to 7 o'clock. I guess that's them, huh? Oh, my God. No, get away from me. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go away.
Ira, are you sure he's all right? Are you sure it's not his heart?
No, his heart's okay. Pulse is a little fast. It's just shock, Kitty. He'll be okay.
He looks so terribly pale.
He's coming out of it now.
Hey.
Hello, Mr. Gannett. I'm sorry to have to meet you like this.
Yeah.
I'm, Ira Hamill.
The doctor?
That was a very dirty trick, Uncle Joe. Getting Ira to make a house call by pretending to invite us to dinner.
Hey, help me up.
Yeah, we better take it easy, Mr. Gannett.
I'm okay now. I'm okay. I just got a little dizzy. Whew. How long was I out?
I don't know. We got here at 7:15. We rang and rang, but nobody answered. I got word and called the super.
Hey, listen, did the food get here?
It's here. Oh, but never mind about that.
What about the wine? I ordered some of that chateau stuff.
What happened exactly?
Nothing.
Uncle Joe, please. The last time you had a blackout. Well, was it anything like the last time?
You want the truth? It was exactly like the last time.
A man without a mouth.
And she told you that, too?
Well, it was interesting. I even looked up a book I have, Anomalies and Curiosities of Medicine. There is a condition called atresia of the mouth. I'm afraid I don't know of any modern case.
So what you're saying is there is no such thing?
No, I didn't say that. For one thing, I don't really know the whole story. Just what Kitty told me about you seeing this man in the elevator.
That's right. He was in the corner of the elevator reading a newspaper. He didn't even look up when I got in the car. But then I turned around and I seen him staring at me.
So he had eyes, but no mouth.
None that I could see. Just skin. Covering everything from his nose to his chin.
It was only an optical illusion. I'm sure of it.
Mr. Gannett, did you see that man again tonight?
No.
You mean it was something else this time?
It was another one. A different man right at my front door.
But there was something unusual about him.
It was the same thing. He didn't have any mouth.
Oh, Uncle Joe.
Now, look. Maybe it's freaks. There are freaks walking around. Hey, Martians, maybe. What do you think, Doc? Going to be Martians?
Well, why should they pick on you?
Yeah, that's right. I've never done nothing to a Martian. Why pick on me, eh? Hey, come on. Let's forget this junk. Huh? Let's eat that food. How about it, Kitty? You want to warm it up for us?
All right, Uncle Joe.
What the heck? We got mouths. Let's use them. I'm coming. Oh. What are you doing here, Doc?
Is it all right to come in, Mr. Gannett?
Is Kitty with you?
No. In fact, Kitty doesn't even know I'm here.
Yeah? Then why are you?
I just thought you and I could have a private conversation, if that's all right.
Let's make it some other time. I was taking a little nap. I'm not feeling so hot.
Oh, well, maybe I can help. I am a doctor.
It's nothing serious. I think maybe I just bumped my head when I took that fall the other night.
You want me to have a look at it?
I said no. If I wanted a doctor, I'd call one.
Well, I'm not here as a doctor. I'm here as Kitty's fiancé.
Fiancé? Hey, you mean you two are engaged?
That's right.
Well, okay, swell. I'm glad for you, for both of you.
I know Kitty means a lot to you, Mr. Gannett.
Sure, she means a lot. Her old man was my best friend. She's a kind of a legacy.
Yeah, she thinks a great deal of you, too. She considers you her entire family.
Look, you want my blessing. You got it. You just treat my girl right. That's all I ask.
I didn't come for your blessing. I came to ask you a question.
Yeah? About what?
About you and the syndicate.
What was that?
I know something about you that even Kitty doesn't know, Mr. Gannett. I know what you used to do for a living.
Well, Mr. Joe Gannett seems to be a man who is not merely haunted by strange men without mouths. He also seems to be haunted by his past. Is it possible that the cab driver was correct? That Joe Gannett and Joey Gannatello are one and the same person? And is there any connection between his past and his terrifying present? We'll find out when we return shortly to Act 2. Dr. Ira Hamill may be the most important man in the life of Kitty Russo. And Kitty Russo is the most important person in Joe Gannett's life. But right now, Uncle Joe has every reason for wanting Dr. Hamill to go away and leave him alone. But Ira is a persistent young man, as persistent as the memories which Joe Gannett has been determined to forget.
Okay. What do you know about me, Doc?
I know you were called before the Illinois Crime Commission back in the 50s.
You weren't old enough to blow your nose in the 50s.
That's right. I don't remember anything about it. But I've read magazines. And I've seen television documentaries. But this man I saw yesterday, this psychiatrist friend of mine, he was just getting his medical degree during the hearings. He remembered you, too.
Did you say psychiatrist?
Well, I thought it wouldn't hurt to have his opinion.
About whether I was nuts, huh?
Oh, he didn't give me any diagnosis. He said he wouldn't even try, not on the basis of such slim evidence. But when I mentioned your name, well, he wondered if Joe Gannett might have once been Joe Gannatello. Was a pretty good guess, wasn't it?
Why don't you go home and practice medicine, Doc? You say one word of this baloney to Kitty, and I'll really act like her papa and tell her boyfriend stinks.
Believe it or not, Mr. Gannett, I'm trying to help you.
Well, here's how you can help me. Here, go through this.
This psychiatrist friend of mine, he did have an idea about these apparitions you've been seeing. The men without mouths sounded valid to me.
He did, huh?
If you want me to tell you what he said, shut the door.
Okay. Tell me.
He said there was no doubt that they were hallucinations. But the pattern was fairly clear, given your background.
What's that got to do with it?
What does it bring to your mind? The idea of a man without a mouth.
You tell me.
All right. Someone who can't talk. Isn't that obvious? Man without a mouth is silenced. Mouthless men tell no tales, just like dead men.
What are you trying to say, Buster? You calling me a murderer?
I'm just reporting my conversation, Mr. Gannett. The psychiatrist said, well, your past associations may have left you with strong guilt feelings related to, well, informers or would-be informers. That's not an accusation, just an analysis.
You all through?
Well, the only reason I'm telling you this is because it might help. The only reason I want to help you is because of Kitty. I'd jump off the George Washington Bridge if Kitty said jump, Ira.
Okay, you jump off bridges if you want to. You do anything you please, Doc, except for one thing. You don't say one word about this to Kitty.
She really doesn't know, does she?
One word, and I'll wrap your diploma around your neck, you hear me?
I wasn't going to tell her, Mr. Gannett. I don't want to see Kitty hurt. I love her. Just as you do. Now you can open that door again.
Stinking little punk. Wise guy, doctor.
You want another drink, Mr. Gannett?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, right, Harry. Another drink, that's right.
Here you go.
Yeah, right up to the top, Harry. Right up to the brim, huh?
Sure, Mr. Gannett. You know, we always take good care of you.
Nobody has to take care of me. I take care of myself, Harry. I always have.
Sure, that's the way. Look out for number one, right?
Hey, Harry, you know something? You know, you got a good, strong mouth.
Thanks, Mr. Gannett.
A guy can see your mouth, plain as day.
And I was thinking of growing a mustache. You figure that wouldn't be a good idea?
Hey, Harry, people have to have mouths, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. Listen, some of the people come in here, they got real big mouths, never stop talking for a minute.
You never saw anybody without a mouth, Harry, did you?
No, Mr. Gannett, I can't say that I did. Oh, excuse me, I got a new customer. What can I do for you, sir?
Oh, God! Oh, no! No! It's another one! It's another one!
Hey, what's the matter?
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out.
Hey, Mr. Janney.
Let me
what's
out.
the matter?
Let me out. Come on, Kitty.
Hello?
Kitty, it's me.
Uncle Joe?
Yeah, Kitty. I seen another one today. I swear I did. A man without a mouth.
Oh, Uncle Joe, you didn't.
I'm telling you, I swear it on my mother's grave. He walked into this bar. He sat down to the end. He looked straight at me, Kitty, so help me. And he didn't have a mouth.
Oh, Uncle Joe, you need help. You've got to have help.
I thought maybe that friend of yours, a doctor. I thought maybe I should see him.
I wish you would, Uncle Joe. He could recommend someone.
Yeah, I'll see him, Kitty. Kitty, I gotta do something.
Please. Sit down, Mr. Janney.
Thanks.
You've seen another one, haven't you?
Now, listen to me, Doc. I know you think I'm nuts. I ought to be seen as a psychiatrist, not a guy like you.
I'll be happy to give you the name of someone.
No, wait, now listen to me. I couldn't take that. I mean, going to a shrink. I'm just not the type. But you got a good head on your shoulders. I can tell.
I'm not a psychiatrist.
But you can help me. I know you can. I got ghosts haunt me, just like you said. I never believed in ghosts before, but maybe I've got to believe now.
I'm not a spiritualist either.
Look, I figured two ways. I could go to a doctor, or I could go to church and talk to a priest.
Both might help. That's one thing psychiatrists and the church have in common. They know that confession is good for the soul.
What do you mean, confession?
It's the root of the problem, isn't it? Guilt feelings build up pressure in the mind. Sometimes the pressure becomes unbearable and, well, there's some kind of explosion.
What, you mean in the brain?
Well, you might have been right when you used the word ghosts. The ghosts of the past may be haunting you, Mr. Janney.
The past, always the past. Why do you have to keep bringing that up?
Isn't that the whole point?
No.
Where do these ghosts come from?
From hell, that's from where?
You mean they're ghosts of dead people?
I knew I shouldn't have come here. I knew it'd be a waste of time.
Now, wait a minute,
So
Mr.
long,
Janney.
doctor. You were right. You're no shrink. Maybe you're not any kind of doctor.
Wait, Kitty and I are having a party in a couple of weeks, an engagement party.
Have a good time.
No, we want you to come. It's important to Kitty that you be there.
I don't like parties. So long. I never should have gone there in the first place. A stupid kid. I was a stupid kid like that. Hey, watch where you're going, mister. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hello?
Uncle Joe?
Yeah, hi, Kitty.
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine. Great. Why shouldn't I be?
I just want to know.
I suppose your boyfriend told you about me seeing him today.
Uncle Joe, is it true that you don't want to come to our engagement party?
You know me, Kitty. I'm just not the party type.
Have to be here. All of Ira's relatives are going to be here, and there won't be anyone at all from my side.
Honey, I just can't make it. Kitty, I got a million things I got to get this place of mine in some kind of shape. I mean, it's got all kinds of junk laying around.
Joe.
Okay. Okay, honey, I'll try to be there.
It's next Friday, 8:30, right here.
I'll try, honey. I will. So long. As long as I don't go nuts before then. Maybe I should clean up the junk around here. Look in that closet. Oh, look at all that junk. This Christmas stuff I ain't even opened. This old typewriter, I should give that away, get rid of it. What am I going to do, write a book? That's the thing, all right. Confession's good for the soul, huh? I had to put down a whole story like the doc said. Maybe he's right about it. I couldn't even write a postcard. Hey. Wait a minute. How about this? Hey. The tape recorder one Kitty gave me last year. She said I never even touched the thing. See, how does this thing work anyway? Yeah, on, off, record, stop, rewind, play. Well, there's nothing very hard about that. Let's see, now, where's the microphone here? Oh, yeah, it is. That plugs in here, I guess. Yeah, that looks right. Now what? Press the record button, right? Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. See how that sounds. Okay, press the rewind button now. Then press play. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. That's easy enough. Only, how easy is it going to be to confess? Well, only one way to find out. Try. My name is Joe Gannett. No, that's not starting off with the truth, is it? My name is Joey Gannatello. In 1945, it's 46, I shot and killed a man named Ricky Natans. What the heck am I doing? Am I crazy? I can't put that on tape. That's crazy. I can't. Wait. Maybe that's the way. If they're really ghosts, then maybe that's what they want. A confession. Sure, why not? Nobody will hear it. I'll tell everything, but I'll take the tape and stick it in an envelope. I'll leave it in my desk and write to be opened only after my death. Maybe that'll make them leave me alone. My name is Joe Gannett. I used to be called Joey Gannatello. I was born and raised in Chicago. I worked for a man named Turk Wilson. In 1946, I shot and killed a man named Ricky Natans. Turk Wilson paid me $200 to kill him on account of Natans talking to the feds about a black market operation. 6 months after that, I shot and killed a man named Wally Sanchez. I don't know why Turk Wilson wanted him dead.
A tape recorder is a wonderful device, a very useful tool in all sorts of situations. And if confession is good for the soul, you might even call it a confessional box. But will it be the right answer for Joe Gannett? Will it provide him with the magic formula to rid him of all his mouthless phantoms? We'll find out when I return shortly with Act 3. It is now 2 weeks later. The day, Friday. The occasion, the engagement party of Kitty Russo and Dr. Ira Hamill. As you can hear, it's a very happy occasion. But for Kitty Russo, it becomes even happier when the doorbell rings again and she opens it for a very important guest.
Uncle Joe!
Hey, Kitty, well, here I am, just like I promised.
Oh, Uncle Joe! I almost gave up hope.
Well, what for? Didn't I say I'd be here?
You never said it very convincing.
Hello, Mr. Janney. Glad you made it after all.
Hiya, Doc. Hey, you think I'd miss my little girl's one and only engagement party, huh?
Well, I'm glad you didn't. I think Kitty would have been very disappointed.
Now, listen, no engagement is official without me, right, Kitty?
That's right, Uncle Joe. Oh, you look just marvelous. Ira, doesn't he look well?
Oh, yeah, you look fine, Mr. Gannett. Been feeling okay?
Me? I'm feeling like $1 million.
Oh, it's so wonderful to hear you say that.
Well, then you haven't had any more
trouble.
What, you mean like passing out? No more of that.
No, I didn't mean just that.
It's all over, Doc. The whole problem. It's all over and done with.
Then you're not seeing anything peculiar these days.
No, I figured out what the whole trouble was. Yeah, I've changed my brand of booze.
Uncle Joe, come on.
That's what it was. I changed my booze. I changed my reading glasses. Hey, speaking of booze, how do you get a drink of this joint, huh?
You come on with me. I'll show you where the best booze is.
Come on.
Say, is it really true? Have the hallucinations stopped?
Stopped cold, just like that.
Oh, I'm really glad to hear that.
So am I. For a while back there, I thought I'd have to take a trip to the funny farm, you know? But it hasn't happened once in the last 2 weeks.
Well, that certainly gives us something to drink to, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll drink to Kitty, Doc. I mean, Ira.
Yeah. You like scotch, right?
Yeah, scotch is fine. Listen, Ira, I said a couple of things to you that weren't so nice. I hope you can forget.
I didn't take any offense.
That's good. On account, you marrying Kitty, it means you'll be stuck with me too, huh?
Joe, why do you think it happened?
What?
Losing your ghost.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it just got tired of haunting me, huh? Oh, hey, Doc, listen, I got a little present for you and Kitty. No, nothing fancy, just something small and green, huh? Here.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, go on, open it up, take a look.
Well, all right. That's a lot of money, Joe.
Well, a couple of kids get married today. They need every penny they can get their hooks out.
Oh, I still think it's too much.
Now, look, you got a nice, long future ahead of you. Me, most of what I got is past, you know?
Well, I know something else, too. The past is the past, Joe. Once it's gone, it's gone. Understand?
Hey, Ira, you know something? I think Kitty got herself a pretty good catch. Come on now, honey. You don't have to do this. I can get my own taxi.
It's all right, Uncle Joe. I just want to make sure you get home all right.
Oh, yeah. I know what you think. You think your Uncle Joe is drunk, huh? That's what you think.
You just had a very good time.
Well, I had a very good reason. That my little girl is getting herself engaged. Hey, now look at that, huh? You see that?
See what?
That lady, there's some nerve, huh? Hey, lady, we were here first.
Oh, don't worry about it, Uncle Joe. There'll be more than one cab.
Yeah, people shouldn't do that. It's not nice to do that. Hey, lady, you're trying to steal our cab? Excuse me, honey.
Uncle Joe.
Now, listen, lady, you can't do... Oh, my God. Oh, no, move.
Uncle Joe.
No.
Come back.
No, move.
Please.
No, move.
Uncle Joe!
You're a lucky man, Joe. You must have good, strong bones because you didn't break one of them.
I'm okay. That car just knocked the wind out of me. Look, Ira, pull some strings where to get me out of this place.
Well, they just want you for observation, Joe, just for a couple of days.
I'll run home and get you a toothbrush and anything else you might need.
And your hospitalization card. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's right. There's no use adding insult to injury.
Now you're being sensible.
Okay. Where's my clothes?
Everything's right here in the closet, but don't get any ideas.
No, I'm thinking about my house keys. They're in one of the pockets.
Don't worry about the keys. I've got my old set with me.
Yeah, okay. Well, why don't you go now then, huh?
All right. I'll be back in an hour or so.
Ira, listen, I want to talk to you alone.
All right, about what?
You was wrong.
What do you mean?
Your whole theory was all wet. Those guys without mouths. I mean, you thought I was being haunted by a lot of ghosts from the past, but you were wrong.
Why do you say that?
Because I saw another one tonight, and it wasn't a man. It was a woman.
What?
You heard me. I saw a woman without a mouth. And there ain't a woman in my whole life I ever felt guilty about, you understand? That sent your whole idea up the flue.
Look, Joe, I told you I wasn't a psychiatrist. Now, maybe my diagnosis was wrong, or maybe it was incomplete.
It was wrong. There ain't no reason for me to see a woman without a mouth. I never heard a woman in my life, never.
All right. So I was mistaken. I'm sorry.
And I did it all for nothing. I put the whole thing on tape.
What were you going to say?
The tape. The tape in my library.
What are you talking about, Joe?
My hospitalization card, all that stuff. I keep it in the library. In the top drawer of my desk.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure Kitty will know where to look.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll know, all right. She'll know exactly. Hey, listen, Ira. Do me a favor, will you? I'm kind of sleepy. Maybe if I took a little nap.
Well, sure, Joe. I'll let you sleep.
Thanks.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, fine. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get home. Maybe she didn't find it. Maybe she didn't even look in that envelope. Kitty? Kitty, you here? Kitty? Library door's closed.
$200 to kill him on account of Nathan talking to the feds about a black market operation. 6 months after that, I shot and killed a man named Wally Sanchez.
Oh, my God.
I don't know why Turk Wilson wanted him dead, but I shot him. I got $500 for that job. I was moving up in the world. The next man I hit was Vic Santioni. Then I had to take care of his brother Tommy when he went gunning for Wilson. I never got picked up or even booked for these killings. I was a very lucky man.
Kitty, what do you think you're doing?
Can't you see what I'm doing, Uncle Joe? I'm playing your tape. The one you had in the envelope.
Who told you to do that? Didn't you see what it said?
Yes. I saw what it said. It said, not to be opened until your death. Did you think I could resist something like that? You know me, Uncle Joe.
Kitty, give me that tape.
You know that's why Pop called me Kitty in the first place. Not because my name was Catherine. My name's Mary. But he always said I was as nosy as a kitten, as curious as a cat.
Honey, please. Please, you shouldn't have listened to that stuff. It's got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with me anymore either now.
That was the second time, Uncle Joe.
What did you say?
It's the second time I've played the tape. I heard it all the way through the first time, but I didn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't.
Why? Why did you have to do that?
Papa. My poor Papa.
Kitty, listen to me. You don't know about these things. You don't know how a man gets pushed and shoved in this world until he's got to be like an animal. That's the only reason, Kitty. Try to understand. Kitty, no, don't play it, don't.
Listen to yourself, Uncle Joe. Listen.
From Tulsa, California. He was a junk dealer. Narcotics, not scrap iron. That was, 1965, February. Yeah, I remember February because it was cold, freezing in New York. I was glad to get a job out west.
Kitty, stop it for the love of God, stop it.
Wyckoff, same year, same state. I think it was November. That was almost the last one except for Marty Russo. Marty had this daughter in college. He called her Kitty. He was worried about her finding out what he was doing. He never stopped worrying about that. Only then they needed a fall guy for a payroll job, and they picked Marty, and he refused. He said he wouldn't take a rap. He wouldn't go to jail and shame his daughter. He said he'd spill first.
Are you listening, Uncle Joe?
Lord.
It made him a problem, you know. They wanted him hit. I said I didn't want the job. Marty was my friend. Him and his daughter was like my family. But they didn't care about that. It was like a test of my loyalty. So I had to do it. I had to kill Marty Russo.
Is that why you took such good care of me, Uncle Joe? Is that why?
I had to do what they said I had to do it. Kitty, it would have been the same with your papa if he was told to hit me.
There's a gun in your desk, Uncle Joe. Is this the gun you killed him with?
No, put that down, Kitty. That thing is loaded.
Tell me how you killed my father.
No.
Your best friend. Why don't you tell me how?
No, please put it down.
Did he know it was you, Uncle Joe?
Kitty.
Did you look him in the eyes when you shot him the way I'm looking at you?
Kitty! God! What kind of place is this? It sounds like the whole room is breathing. I can hear it breathing. What does that mean? Do I hear myself? Oh, that light. I never saw a light that big. But it's not the summer. I can't open my eyes. It's too bright. I gotta open them. I gotta see where I am. Oh, no. They're here. Oh, the men without mouths. They're all around me. And the woman without a mouth. No. Get away from me. Go away. Go away.
His eyelids are moving. Anesthesia must be wearing off.
His pulse is still dropping fast, Doctor.
Keep that respirator going.
It's no use. We're losing him.
Past tense, nurse. We've lost him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so am I. But I'm not sorry to get this mask off.
Oh, yes, me too. It always makes me feel as if I have no mouth at all.
Well, it seems that Joe Gannett was seeing ghosts, all right. But in this case, they weren't the ghosts of the past. They were the ghosts of the future. Men without mouths, clustered around an operating table, not trying to destroy his life, but attempting to save it. I'll be back shortly. Of course, we're really not worried about men and women without mouths at the Radio Mystery Theater, as long as they have ears. And since you seem to have a pair of ears in good working order, we hope you'll turn them to our wavelength again. It's our purpose in life to show you that sometimes it's fun to be afraid. Our cast included Joe Silver, Patricia Elliott, Ira Lewis, and Dann Ocko. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Hey, that's wonderful. That's just like a magician I saw once.
It's not magic, Effie. It's a natural power. I read somewhere that most of us use only a small portion of our brain potential. Less than 5%.
You mean that anyone can do what you just did?
Sure, most people can. I'm sure of it.
Oh, hey, Joe, will you teach me? Will you show me how you did that?
If you want to, I can show you that and much more.
Like what?
Well, like hear what I have in my mind without my saying a word.
Oh, hey, that'd be neat. We could talk and nobody would hear us.
I could show you how to move objects from across the room.
We could clean up from here.
I could even teach you how to fly.
Yeah, like Peter Pan. Hey, look, I'm flying.
Hey, you mustn't joke about it, Effie.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Joseph. Listen, I wasn't making fun of you. I was just happy.
Never make fun of me, Effie.
You're frightening me.
It's all over now. Let's finish the dishes.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.